and Goodston, and the Tsutsina First Nation. This territory is also home to the Otakun Native.
Well, it's a Friday night, March 14th, 2025, and there's a lot of things you could be doing on a Friday night, but if you're going to listen here with me, I really appreciate it. It's the second matchup of the season between the Colorado Avalanche and the Calgary Flames. It'll be the second straight time that the Flames will be at home in this part of it as we'll be getting into the anthems here. Let's get into the starting lineups here for you as well. So for the Colorado Avalanche, head coach by Jared Bednar, they're 39-24-3. They're third in the Central. It's Nathan MacKinnon, Artturi, Lehkonen, Marty Necas, Devon, Toews, Cale, Makar, Brock Nelson, Jonathan Drouin, Val Nichushkin, Ryan Lindgren, Josh Manson, Charlie Coyle, Euro, Kiviranta, Ross Colton, Jack Drury, Parker Kelly, Miles Wood, with Sam Girard and Keaton Middleton. Scott Wedgwood will be the goaltender record today because Mackenzie Blackwood was just scratched with an illness. And for the Calgary Flames, head coached by Ryan Huska, they are 30-23-11. They are tied with the Vancouver Canucks in terms of points. Again, the Canucks and Blues, by the time these games end up concluding, and then on the Monday side, when the Flames go to the road stand, Flames will still have games in hand. It's Nazem Kadri, Jonathan Huberdeau, Matthew Coronado, Joel Hanley, Mackenzie Weegar, Michael Backlund, Joel Farabee, Marty Pospisil, Kevin Ball, Rasmus Anderson, Morgan Frost, Ryan Lomberg, Blake Coleman, Kevin Rooney. Again, Connor Zerio suspended, so you imagine that's going to put Adam Klapka in the lineup. And then Jake Bean, Braden Pahal on the back end. So maybe they'll carry an extra defenseman in there. We'll see what ends up happening because Michael Backlund, he's day-to-day. I don't think he's playing in this game. Dustin Wolf will be starting in net tonight for the Flames. And the last matchup between these two, it was about a month and a week ago, somewhere thereabouts. It was a 4-2 win for the Colorado Avalanche. Marty Necas had a couple of goals. Nazem Kadri had one. Rasmus Anderson had one for the Flames. Again, Flames coming off of a difficult 4-3 loss in the shootout where Elias Pettersson ended up getting the game tire and the game winner in the shootout. Flames did not take control of that third period. They were outshot somewhere to the tune of the shots, at least 25-2. It was pretty brutal on the back end for the Flames. Although, as we said, with the games in hand, could be 2 or 3 at this point by the time you get to the Monday side between the two, because the Flames, after this, they will be off until Monday when they have a pretty difficult road stand. That's going to be starting with the Maple Leafs on the Monday side. So again, I believe I'm going to be by my lonesome here on this one. And then my plan is at least for Monday and Thursday to do streams with you because Saturday, Sunday, I have double duty with the Sharks, including a birthday cast on Saturday. I am thinking of my broadcast partner, Cooper Hopkins. It's been a while since we worked together. I know we worked the last matchup in between the Colorado Avalanche, but really right now, the Flames need a full 60 minutes, and they've got to be able to get the job done tonight. So for Blackwood, again, we mentioned in totality, 18-7-3, 217, 919, 2 shutouts with the Avs. Again, he's scratched with the illness, but for Wedgwood, when you look at his numbers in totality, 11-7-4 with the Avs, 203 goals against, 922, 2 shutouts as well. So the save percentage a little bit higher. The shutouts remain the same. I know the win-loss record is a little bit different there, but Wedgwood has been just as good. So Calgary is going to have their work cut out for them. I know Michael Backlund hasn't had the greatest season, but even if he doesn't play tonight, that does mean that the Flames are short. Again, Connor Zary is still working his way back from an injury, but he got busted for 2 games with an elbow on Elias Pettersson, so he's going to miss today's game and Monday's game as well. As we check in with the standings that are live right now as we're finishing off the Canadian National Anthem, 71 points for the Flames, 71 points for the Canucks. Canucks have a game ahead of the Flames. Flames will be tied tonight. So if the Canucks and the Flames, let's say they don't get any points, then the Canucks will get WC2 for the night. That will change, though. Again, the Canucks and the St. Louis Blues are going to have a matchup with each other, I believe, next Thursday. So that will have big implications. That might be one of the ones I actually cover. I'm sure Ian Genji would join me for that one. And between the Flames, you have the mix of the Leafs Monday. You have the New York Rangers on a Tuesday on a back-to-back. Again, the Canucks and St. Louis Blues will be in action on that Tuesday anyway. Not a big amount of schedule to talk about tonight, but at least when you look at the schedule here, the score is a 1-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers of the New York Islanders, who desperately start to need wins because they're like kings of actually moving the second spot in the Pacific. That is not something I ever would have thought to be said. but that's the case right now. So we will conclude this 3-game homestand for the Flames. Alongside the Colorado Avalanche, they will have one more meeting. Again, the first two were at Scotiabank. The last one will be at Ball Arena. Dustin Wolf going to get his start in the goal crease. Number 32 has been excellent. He's still on that Calder watch. 22, 12, and 5 with the 253 goals against, 915 save percentage, and a trio of shutouts as opposed to Scott Wedgwood. 8-6 and 1, 249, 908, and 2 shutouts all the way, all told. Those were with all the numbers. I don't think that was actually accurate from what I ended up seeing, but all the way across the boards, I think I put all his numbers in alongside with the stars. So I had the totality numbers there for you. So they're mentioning alongside for Backlund, he's not going to be in there, so he's going to miss the 320 consecutive that Backlund had. That will be taken away. Adam Klapka will join in on the fray, as again, that's what's to be expected, at least with Backlund out and Zeri out. Miramanov maybe as well. We'll end up seeing what happens. You get a look at Matthew Coronado, Artturi Lehkonen, and Nazem Kadri, the former Stanley Cup champion with the Colorado Avalanche, always seems to get up for these games. And now here is a poke check. And Jonathan Huberdeau pushes this one ahead to Nazem Kadri, and the Flames will start with puck possession. Again, in the sea of red jerseys in the mix of the gold and white striping, Huberdeau's pass will be catapulted across to Rasmus Andersson, and this will be on the left side end boards. Huberdeau ends up holding that blue line, sends it in deep now for Nazem. Nazem looking for help, and this pass will get deflected right to Rasmus Andersson. Now Nazem Kadri behind the left side red line. Kevin Ball. Ball will send this one in deep. Again, it's been all early puck possession here for the Flames, and a stick chop will just knock that away as Kevin Ball stuck on his back check. He was being hounded there by Marty Necas, and this will be flipped back down the ice. Again, you get a chance to watch Valeri Nichushkin back in the lineup with the Colorado Avalanche. You keep him on the straight and narrow. That's the most important because he had a hat trick in his first game back. Marty Pospisil will spin toward the right side boards. His pass in the slot easily gets read, and this is stolen by the Cerulean and Maroon. Well, again, I shouldn't say that because they got the white on the top in the mix of the Cerulean and Maroon on the side of the pant legs and the shoulders. As this one flipped in now, Mackenzie Weegar will take a pinball. And this will be lofted away from Brock Nelson. Morgan Frost will send this one ahead. Adam Klapka throw it into the corner. Then Morgan Frost, stick was up there a little bit high, but didn't get a little bit crazy with it as Joel Farabee couldn't find the puck. And now an opportunity. Nelson gains the zone. Nelson still with it. There's a knuckle puck that had tested Dustin Wolf and went off the stick shaft. Joel Farabee now for 1-on-3 clear. I'll watch this one go back down the ice. Opportunity now for Eric Johnson as he's back in the lineup here with the Avalanche. A third tour of duty. They know what he brings toward the end of the season and the playoffs. You want to have that big body, kind of push you forward, and that's what he can still do, especially on the third line pairing. Sharangovich, good body contact near the right side boards. Farabee helps him get it up. Just 1-0 here early in favor of the Avs, but we're still scoreless. Now, Cale Makar, that was a toe drag of beauty there, but Kevin Rooney able to get the steal. I lost this one off the glass here, the Devon Toews. Toews lost it there for a moment. Cale Makar can push it ahead. This is a rolling puck. Can go all the way down the ice, and Dustin Wolf smart enough to play it there. It'll be blown dead against the Avs. 17:31 up to go in the first. So right in off the draw, right to begin things, Marty Necas takes a stick, I believe, right into the hands that was not called, and the ball finishes his hit as well. And Josh Manson almost took that one coast to coast, number 42. Got to keep my 4 eyes on top of number 42 in there. Josh Manson, Kevin Rooney. That was a good second effort there for the Avalanche to win that one in between Rooney's legs. Here's a race for it now, as this will be knocked away from Drury. Now Ball will get this one nicely there for Dryden Hunt, and now sent the other way for Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini number 70 out there. He can throw a lot of hits and do some damage. As Artturi Lehkonen had this one chopped away from him right at the line, and this will be flipped back down. And away from Sam Girard, Mackenzie Weegar, one more touch here for Nazem Kadri. Kadri have to throw it into the corner. Spun back around now for the Avs defense. This will be intercepted by Huberdeau and across the boards and sent back in around. So a lot around the end boards here for the Flames. Not have a chance to get any shots going on just yet. And the Avs ice it again. So two teams that are still feeling each other out here early with 16:39 left to go in the first. So I threw this in on the question again. I'm not sure how many people will get it on this YouTube side, but how far are you going to take the Avalanche this season? You got four options: make the finals, lift the cup, third round, second round, or early first round exit or miss. Those are your options. Let me know what you think about those, because I still think with all the acquisitions that the Avalanche had made, as this is play of the hand pass, they're probably going to find themselves, I think, at worst in the second or third round. Again, Wedgwood, Blackwood, Drury, Necas, VC, Lindgren, Nelson, Johnson, and Coyle all added to this list and alongside with the Avs. And for Marty Necas, it's been about, 13, 14 games. He's got a point per game right now. He's sitting at 72 points on the season. Guess we'll have to do this one again in the neutral zone. Necas went very clean. Again, 17 points in 17 games, 6 goals, 1 assist since that trade. Can't do much better. When you play alongside Nathan MacKinnon, probably going to go ahead and get that drive of points. Is Josh Manson. We'll send this one backside for Lindgren. Lindgren might be losing a little bit, especially on the defensive side. He didn't have a lot of offensive game, but still as a second-line pairing with Josh Manson, you think that that would work out very well. And I imagine it will. Coronado. And again, the still MacKinnon past Kadri, and he sailed it toward the right side of the post. There's Matt Coronado. Will bounce this one off the sixth shaft of Wedgwood. And this will be an offensive zone draw here for the Flames upcoming, right at the 16-minute marker. So Nathan MacKinnon tried to throw a backhand in off the glass. Something was picked off, and Nazem Kadri had the right idea. But as he was running away from the right side of the dot, he just couldn't get a chance to get the shot on the move and get the accuracy he wanted. Nazem Kadri, 1 goal, 1 assist, 7 shots Wednesday against the Canucks. Huberdeau had a pair of goals as well, even a shootout goal. Played one of his best games of the year. Adam Klapka couldn't find the puck. Now went off the stick lift. Now the Avalanche should have numbers in a 4-on-3. Jonathan Drouin is across ice, right in the middle of the slot. Toews sets it up. Here's a slapper. This one gets deflected out in front of the skate. I think Mackenzie Weegar lost it in the seat of his legs. It got stuck underneath his equipment. And that one hurt Mackenzie Weegar. He is no stranger to blocking shots. 15:45 left to go in this first. And off the drop from Toews and a one-timer that was blockered by Weegar. And I'm trying to say it was lost in between, I believe, his skates and then his pants. We'll get an ozone draw here. Cale Makar, 24 goals this season, career high 28 and 21-22. He's probably going to get there. Pospisil's pass deflected off the Avs, and now Devon Toews will have this one again in his own end. As this will be a good sauce pass out of the air, but it will be right for Hamley. He just gets a step ahead of it in front of Brock Nelson. 15:29. We'll think on the first. That's 3 icings already against the Avalanche. So Dustin Wolf, get a chance to look on with him. He is Mr. Consistent. It's hard to believe he's been a rookie netminder. He was down a couple seasons for the Wranglers. They gave him a lot of seasoning before the call-up, and he seems to be the franchise netminder of the future. And yes, I use the word franchise, and I'm not using it loosely. I think Dustin Wolf is that good. Played in off the backhand. Wedgwood's got it. Farabee in the mix with Sharangovich and Blake Coleman trying to make it happen, but Wedgwood has the puck in his trapper.
That created the chance for Coleman here because they did win that fight in the battle. Really good spot available just inside the dot.
So a draw to the left of the circle there for Sharangovich. Can't find it off the tie-up. Joel Farabee with a puck chop ahead. And now the Avalanche can try to take this one left to right. Charlie Coyle leaves the pickup from the Bruins. They're pretty much like every pickup that the Avalanche made this year. Again, between Chris McFarland and alongside of Joe Sakic, they just seem to know what fits this team well. But you also have the drive between MacKinnon and Makar. That slap shot got tipped wide in the left side boards. as Jake Bean has to go ahead and go back. This will not be deep enough for icing here as we settle back down here for the Flames defense. Get a chance to start this one again. Pass too far and hopeful for Sharangovich as Ryan Lomberg takes a hit, trying to make a play. This was dropped alongside for Drew O'Connor. Hunt will try to race for the puck here, and this is lifted off the backdoor pass. Abs will pinch, keep this one toward the right side. Manson flip this one across Ryan Lindgren. This one bounces off of Dustin Wolf. That's his second save of the game. Flip back down the ice. And recollected here for Ryan Lindgren. Slowly lead this for Josh Manson. That was a good play. Now they're going to try to start this one from 200 feet. And behind the net is Scott Wedgwood. Just onside, but off a skate blade. The Flames have some trouble with it. About to shovel it back in their own end is Kevin Ball. We'll go ahead and transplant the puck. Shots are just 2-1. That's what Calgary wants. Again, it was a little auspicious in the first game to start when they met about a month and a week ago. Again, Flames did take that loss 4-2, but the first period was kind of slow, and then second period was completely blown open by the Avalanche when they scored 3 times. Lomberg now a punt, stick got taken out of his hand. Now, beautiful outstretched pass, and this will be Artturi Lehkonen to negate the hybrid icing, as the Flames will just flip this one to the corner. Nazem Kadri top lines back out there now. He couldn't get to the puck, and this will be a back pass. Number 91 trying to get back on his horse as Necas takes another hit from Kadri. And started again with about 13:10 left to go in the first. John, I'm here with you on the call. I appreciate you can join me here on a Friday night. There's many things you could be doing. As Hanley will be lifted now for Huberdeau. One-handed, gloved out of the air from Coronado. Huberdeau blew a tire. Ready to play to Kadri. Good save there with a stick shaft by Wedgwood as he pumps his fist. Picked up now for Coronado. This one sent toward the net. Huberdeau can't play this one off the backboards. And this will be sent back down for Kevin Ball. 12:45 left to go in the first. As it's Rasmus Anderson now at the outstretch. This one bounces off the bumper. Kadri trying to lead this one back to Ball. Settle up now for Marty Pospisil off a couple of skate blades. And now Sam Girard. And they're getting a steal for Nichushkin. Flip this one down into an empty right side red line. Ball has to get a brace to the net by Brock Nelson. And this will be flipped back now for Klapka. While watching alongside Pospisil. Lead this here for Klapka. Klapka strung to stay on his feet. Couldn't find Morgan Frost. As this one shoveled in the left side red line. Now went off the hole. Jake Bean's got to get back. As Nichushkin will just take a backhand shovel. No look. This was almost stolen by Jonathan Drouin, but Jake has the puck now. Little inside out for the left side red line. Gain the entry. Wedgwood stopping in his neck. Coleman try to be the first to race to it. Sharangovich, you don't want to commit too many forward. As now Colorado will have this one. Here for Kiviranta. Joel Kiviranta throws it around the inboards here. This is dangerous and behind Wolf's net. And now Chapley in off the glass, Daniel Miramanov. Send this one ahead, Farabee, but he got back checked as he had to reach around just to pick the puck up. 11:25 left to go in this first. Still scoreless here. It is Johnson. Johnson slowly to the net, 5-hole save for Wolf. This one will be slap-shotted toward the Flames defense. And Mackenzie Weegar sent an opener for Hunt. Now to the left side red line. He's stopped by Wedgwood behind his net. Lomberg is racing in for the puck. Hunt now trying to finish a check. It was a good avoidance there for Cale Makar. Hanley now trying to find it loose as Makar and Hunt get all tied up. They're doing a barrel roll back in behind the net. Sam Girard says, I'm going to clean this up here. Hanley now still on a little bit of hold of Marty Necas. Marty Necas, a lot of cross checks there to Hanley as well, letting the physical play go. Kadri. Watch this one bouncing off the inboards. Flames do force the steal, but Kadri was on his back skate. Get a chance to turn around as Martin Necas lead for Cale Makar. 10:25 left to go in the first round. Here with you from the Scotiabank Settle Dome. We're scoreless here. So we're already almost halfway through the first. Not a lot of stoppages. Is this one toward the right side for Rasmus Anderson. This one picked off right in the neutral zone. Morgan Frost have to spin back. Here is O'Connor. This shot gets blocked. O'Connor now behind the net. He'll let this one go in the high slot. Johnson to the traffic. This one kissed the glass. Here is Cale Makar. Now for Johnson, good stick chop and a run out of gas, though I believe is Jonathan Huberdeau, but at least he cut off the play to stop any chances. Now Devon Toews get a chance to flip this one again. O'Connor looking out ahead. In for Johnson, O'Connor will shovel it in. Miramonov will hit this one off the glass. It bounces off of one of the Avalanche who fell down. Now Frost will throw this one in across the red. A little bit off the push ahead of the Flames, and now backing off the backstage. Drouin set this one up, and Wolf makes a good save on Manson. He was cruising in the high slot. We'll take a break. We're scoreless.
What are we doing today, Coach? So today we're going to work on our checking.
Sorry, I heard checking. A bit of a misunderstanding.
I meant checking. I know we can help save our customers money on their college.
And whether they do car, home, boat, or pet coverage.
Precisely. Now, let's go again. Susan, you wanted to do that.
My turn. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
Best day of training so far.
How's your elbow?
It's killing me.
We all take representing Canada very seriously.
It's all about attitude. You need that American stuff. I can talk with you every day.
We are always in motion. Getting this. Fixing that. Arriving. To destinations in life. And around the globe. Sometimes it's beautiful.
Tonight, Calgary's a fortune going, but Greg, they're playing a team that can play fast as well. Yeah, they sure can, and you got to be awful careful on the lines because this is a rush chance team, and we've already seen it a couple of times from the Avalanche. And what they love to do is join. They will go to the face a lot to the right. Of course, Makar leads the way, but I mean, it goes farther than that. Then it was Manson who won and rip, and a real good save by Wolf. That's how they get you. They'll come in waves, and they always look for that late join. Either, from the defense or then obviously one of the players that's normally involved in that area. Off the draw. Let's try to get to that puck. Nichushkin.
Check back underneath the action. About 9-10 left to go in the first as the Avalanche won an ozone draw. This will be sent back down for Manson, who's already got a couple shots on goal. Right in off the back pass. That was a good opportunity there. And alongside for Brock Nelson. Sharangovich tried to take it the other way. He was being inside out a couple times. He was able to make a play out one knee. And now the Avalanche finally steal. Here's Brock Nelson. We'll shovel this one to the net. Avalanche be the first to get to it. I'm not sure the Flames knew where the puck was as this is picked off then off the long flip. Here will be a race now for Farabee. He gets position against Makar. Farabee now try to send this one across the goal mouth. Farabee's going to get it back. Another pass. This one gets deflected, trying to find Coronado. As Rasmus Anderson will cut off the lane there, allowed Kevin Ball to pick up the puck. Nazem Kadri now for Ball. Has to turn around and play a back pass. Jonathan Huberdeau. This one onside Coronado. Try to go between his legs to leap for Kadri, and then Kadri gets stick-lifted as well. Rasmus Anderson. Again, good positioning. We'll send this one right across the flaming sea for Nazem Kadri. Kadri here for Huberdeau. Try to get an extra pass there. He didn't shoot it. Had Coronado cutting at the net, but that was a tough pass. And now Marty Necas on a one-on-one. He'll spin back in the high slot. Lets a pass go right in the middle of the left dot. And now settle back down away from Sam Girard toward the right side. Girard get it back off his skate. Girard now sits up the 1T. And this one blocked by the Flames defense nicely. Morgan Frost. Try to get this one ahead. Frost gets lifted and shoveled in the corner there. Nathan MacKinnon. Now for Marty Necas. MacKinnon send this one across the bumper. And now inside out positioning Marty Necas. Necas takes another hit. He's been a target here so far. Pospisil now in his own end. Here's a good sauce pass. Marty turning on the Jets here. He's going to get around Gerard. Marty, one-handed. He falls down. Again, no hand in the air from the referee. Has this been a physical game so far? Mackenzie Weegar. Is this one bouncing off the glass? Here is Hanley. Hanley, rolling puck. Turnaround slap shot kept in by the Flames, and then Hanley's pass went outside the zone. 6:50 left to go in the first. Shots are just 3-2. It's Charlie Coyle will gain the entry. Wolf will get back into his goal crease. In toward the right side boards. Here's an opportunity. Drouin scores! This one I think had to have been tipped. That was a puck that went high and then somehow in the back of the net. I'm not sure what that hit, but this one did go into the back of the mesh. And we'll see who's going to get to it. I see Ryan Linger in the first at the celebration line, but that took a crazy carom. So Dustin Wolf stopped it behind his own net. Avalanche off the spin and turn. Kiviranta was at the net. And that was just traffic in front. A seeing eye shot for Ryan Lindgren. I don't think that touched anything. So Lindgren got all of it. He got air traffic control underneath that puck. And there was no chance Dustin Wolf was going to be able to make that save. So Ryan Lindgren, I know Joel Kiviranta was the one that set the screen, but Lindgren should be able to get the goal here, and we'll get that clarification. It's his first as an Av, the third of the season. Didn't score a whole heck of a lot. Ross Colton is going to get the apple. So it's 1-0 Avs. The shot board is just 4-2. Again, he mentioned it alongside with the Flames. They will have games in hand, but they're going to need a full 60 if they're going to find a way to get 2 points against the Colorado Avalanche. Again, they did get their 7-game win streak just recently snapped, but the Avs have been on fire. They've made all their changes, and they're a really good team. I would expect them at worst to be a second-round playoff team, but I definitely think, again, as you heard from the last cast, I think it's going to be the Bolts and the Avs in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be the 2022 repeat, and we'll see who ends up getting it this time. That's just my thoughts, but that's how much I like the moves. And alongside Bjorkstrand and Yanni Gord for Tampa, and then the host of moves that were made for the Avalanche. There's this one sent back in behind the end boards, Devon Toews. Now for Cale Makar. As this will be rolled back down the ice. Kevin Ball. Too far for Rasmus Anderson. And now Devon Toews. Little move there. Here's a drop for Cale Makar. Devon Toews got wiped out, but here is Toews now. Shot at the net, and this one goes off the pad of Wolf. Will hold and off the rebound. As Nathan MacKinnon was trying to make something happen. But Marty Pospisil gets a piece of Great Nate. We'll take a break.
Bit of a misunderstanding. I meant checking. I know we get up save our customers money on their car insurance.
And whether they need car, home, boat, or pet coverage.
Precisely. Now, let's go again. Susan, I wanted to do that. My turn. Well, switching cities. Get more with Geico.
Best day of training so far.
I don't know.
It's killing me.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes have totaled 10 times in the past 2 years. Doesn't that blow your mind? Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away. T-Mobile will also give you up to $800 when you switch. Mine? No. Such a jet engine. Go to T-Mobile.com. See how families can save 20% and get $800. That's right.
Perfect family vacation.
Home team for life. Get coverage for health, dental, travel, and more. Tonight we take a look at the man they call Nacho, Joel Hanley, an undrafted story.
So Joel Hanley, undrafted, 229 career games with Montreal, Arizona, Dallas, and Calgary. Again, Cooper Hopkins likes to mention also his middle name in the mix of it. Cooper Hanley Hopkins. Joel Hanley has been pretty good in a Flames uniform as well. Again, just trying to make the right plays is usually sometimes a first or second line defenseman. End up scoring a couple times against the San Jose Sharks. That's always good to see. 3 hits and 2 blocks in 1925 of ice time since we last covered this. In between the Avalanche, that was on February 6th. So just about there, right between the month and a half, as I mentioned, as it's March 14th. This one played in off the backhand, and now the Avs, Nazem Kadri can't hold the zone, but it was 1-on-4. Try to lead this one for Huberdeau off the stick lift, and then Nathan MacKinnon, top forward line, has the puck. Cale Makar. There's this one toward the right side inboards. We don't have any penalties just yet, and that definitely would behoove the Flames to make sure that they stay out of the box, as the shot board is just 5-2. Not really a lot going on in this first. Again, that doesn't play against the Flames. They want to make sure they keep it quiet against the Avs, but it's usually the way it is for the Flames regardless, because they're 32 out of 32 in goal scoring. Only really because of their defense and Dustin Wolf that they're hunting for a playoff spot, as they're tied in WC2 with the game in hand. They are up right now in that spot. Farabee. Sharangovich now for Coleman. Coleman, this one looking for Farabee toward the left side of the red line, but the pass does not connect. Sent back down by Ross Colton. Dustin Wolf slowly put this around the inboards, but it's going to be busy. Hanley's right there. And we'll pull this one in off the boards, but he'll ice it involuntarily. 3:28 left to go.
Injured in an accident? Call Canada's largest personal injury firm, Diamond and Diamond, because there's nothing tougher than a diamond. You know, you got numbers coming out of the end zone here. Keep an eye on Sharangovich. Gotta go to the net, not peel off the side when you're not scoring goals. Get your body to the net. See if there's a rebound at net.
Ozone draw here upcoming. Sharangovich going to try to win the D side of it for the Flames. He'll do so. And Uyghur will send this one down the ice. Settle back down in the D zone, as this will be played ahead for Keaton Middleton, and then right to Wolf, and off the one cleared. We will take another break. Again, the Michael Backlund captaincy games with the consecutive well over 300. That is gone, as he's midday today with an upper body injury. We'll take a break.
Introducing Bednar's new exclusive basketball prop packs game. Place qualifying same-game parlays earn bronze, silver, or gold digital player cards for a shot at up to $10,000 in bonus credits. New Bednar's basketball prop packs. Our new Xfinity gateways can support hundreds of devices. Help your internet game. Am I right? I'm over here.
Switch to fast, reliable Xfinity Internet and power all your devices, even when everyone's online. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
Does a rising tide really lift all boats? Well, rising tides can do a lot of things. So the waves around the world start to ripple out. Pay attention. Don't just assume you'll know what the waters will bring. At the same time, it can unjam a 224,000-ton megaship that's capsized on the Suez Canal. It can also cause small crafts to run aground. Well, watch those waters.
There comes a time when due turn to order and a decision must be made. Is it a McCrispy day or a double cheeseburger day? A McChicken day? A QPC day? A McNuggets day? You know what? Let's start with the drink.
With the ice in the final stretch of the regular season, you can be there for every must-see moment. Pick your game, skip the fees, and lock in your seats today. CalgaryFlames.com/tickets. Ryan Huska, I mean, you can't be too upset with this team. I mean, they've worked hard, but this is a typical Avalanche type of game. I mean, the shot's just 6-2 at the moment, but they're possession team, and they're hard to play against if you're a goalie. Because most chances you get are good ones. You don't get many shots against you. They're just let-offs and gimmies by the opposition.
Checking back in from the break, Nathan MacKinnon able to win the draw as ball. Send this one around, trying to find Rasmus Anderson, picked off by Marty Necas. Cale Makar went for Devon Toews, but it jumped away from a stick. And now played in off the backhand for Huberdeau. A little bit too cheeky there for Coronado, as that one was easily read. Now Necas, here's the race for the corner, gets the positioning on ball. Ball with the reach, knocked the puck away from him. This will be recollected here for Coronado. Shovel it in the corner. 2:45 left to go in the first as Coronado takes a hit, stays on his feet. Nazem Kadri now. Here for Coronado. Coronado with Kadri at the net, and this one will be picked off by Cale Makar. Settle back down, and along the end boards, Nazem send it right back. Hanley now will flip it across here for Mackenzie Weegar. 2:25 left to go in this first. This will be recollected for Weegar. And off the long flip, and I don't think they gained the red line, they say.
Play Alberta has over 400 casino games to discover. New players start with 100 free spins. Well, many of the feel-good stories for this Flames team this year have certainly been their goaltending, and it has led the way. And since February, you can see why the Flames are still in it for a bunch of reasons, but that is one.
Since February, you got both Dustin Wolf and Dan Vladar with a save percentage of over .927. Wolf stopped 28 of 31 as he got his team a point. They just got bludgeoned in that third period, and that's kind of what made them lose that extra. As Adam Klapka can't get the outreach stick, it'll be a race for the puck the other way. And this will be blown in for the fourth time against the Avalanche in this first, as Nichushkin couldn't get there. 2 minutes left to go in the opening frame. So here's the road trip that I referenced in the pregame. Monday against the Leafs, back-to-back against the Blue Shirts. And then the Devils and the Islanders. The Devils and the Islanders, this is the interesting part, because for the Devils, no Jack Hughes for the rest of the year. Again, no Jonas Siegenthaler or Dougie Hamilton. And Jacob Markstrom, I believe, is still out. It's a good opportunity, honestly, for the Flames to at least split that road trip. At worst, you would have to think they got to win that game against the Devils. I know they're still tough to play against, but with that many key injuries out, I think Calgary's got a good shot at it. So ozone draw, Kadri wins it clean. He usually does. Mackenzie Weegar now here for Coronado. This one will bounce away from Wedgwood. Wedgwood hasn't had a lot to do. Just 2 shots against him here with 150. Again, I mentioned him alongside Wedgwood. His save percentage is in the 920s and alongside all the way through it. But he's just got to be tested a little bit more here if you want to even see what Wedgwood's capable of. He's the backup. He should be backup for a reason. But in between this Avs defense, their forecheck, and the offensive side, and maybe a little bit of a combination mixture of what the Flames have or have not done throughout the year, they just need to test Scott Wedgwood more. They will brush out Nazem. Charlie Coyle still going to take it a pair of 10s. Huberdeau will now join in the fray against Coyle. Huberdeau will win this draw. Play now here for Mackenzie Weegar. And now Kadri toward the left side red line. Here is Weegar. This one deflects. Look out here. It's an opportunity for Ross Colton's already got the primary apple. Will throw this one into the right side of the dot. Here's a chance the Avs with puck possession. Long shot as one of the Avalanche went down. That was Kiviranta. He got all tangled up with the Flames as we got 90 seconds left to go in this first. Since traded to Colorado, 7-4, 203, 922 for Wedgwood, 18-7-3, 217, 19 save percentage. And for Blackwood. So Blackwood and Wedgwood both doing their jobs. Again, it's elite goaltending on the other side for Wedgwood nonetheless, and Blackwood. They've been good there, but you get this kind of defense, it makes it that much easier. 9 players in current roster acquired via trade since November 30th. As this will be recollected here and off the long shot, this will be deflected away. Sent back down the end boards here for Johnson. Johnson now slow it back around for Ross Colton. Colton, as the slap shot gets faked by Nathan MacKinnon, Here's Charlie Coyle on his backhand, shoveled toward the right side boards, dives to try to make a play. Flames will steal, and then immediately sent the other way. Kevin Ball looks like he's on the edge of his shift, trying to get around Coyle. And now the Flames, they cough the puck up in a dangerous area. High slot now. Drop for Cale, Makar, and Colton, and that was point-blank miss. Picked up now for Cale. And now with the NHL 25 gold skates, this one now picked up the other way. Here's a slapper from Girard. This one goes off the embankment. One of the Flames falls down. Here's a half spin by Nathan MacKinnon, now an inside out. MacKinnon still dancing with it. Here's his pass, gets deflected. Flip back down the ice. Slowed down there by Wedgwood. 1-0 is the score. That looks like that might be what it'll be, unless the Avalanche get something on their last rush. Here's a pass right up the gut. This is lifted away by the Avs. They have problems with it, but Mackenzie Weegar, a little hesitation, head fake. Here's Marty Pospisil. Kevin Rooney got to let a shot go quickly, and the Flames won't get one off. Shot board is 7-2. Now Sam Girard was tied up a little bit with Marty Pospisil. I think that's a little bit of a difference of a weight class. They'll let that one go. That ends the first. Again, shot board 7-2 for the Avs. Ryan Lindgren. Didn't have him on your bingo card, but it's 1-0 courtesy from him and Ross Colton. We'll talk to you in the next about 15 minutes. We'll get set for the next 20. 1-0 Avs.
Dude, did you know BetMGM has responsible gambling tools so you don't get carried away? I never get carried away. Well, there were the bobbleheads. And the playoff beer. Joey's ready. Those tools could really help. Don't forget about the backyard ring.
Yeah, these tools are pretty great. BetMGM is committed to making gambling safe and fun with responsible gambling tools, so you don't get carried away.
Oh, I tried these. Let's say Glenn is a customer. When the customer in this scenario, what do we do?
Protect what's important to him.
And how do we do this?
We help with car,
Oh,
RV coverage.
right, right coverages. Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour.
With coaching, maybe. Push them out there.
Again, just to recorrect my notes there, this is all with the Avs for Wedgwood. 7-4-0, 203-922, 2 shutouts. That was your recorrection. Mackenzie Blackwood's numbers. 18-7-3, all with the Avs as well. That one I had right with 217-919, 2 shutouts. It is 24-16-6 all total to 250 when he had that time with the San Jose Sharks. He's played 47 games.
This is a hot flash.
So your reset in the first. Look, there's not much I can tell you here. Manson in the slot a couple times. Kadri off the post. It's Ryan Lindgren from the point, knuckle puck. And Kiviranta sets the screen. And that's a 1-0 lead for the Avs.
And more not flashes. He also reduces the number and severity of hot flashes day and night. And here's a few cool serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop because and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellow on the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain.
So Lindgren from Ross Colton as the shot flies past Wolf. Kiviranta set the screen. Necas was hit a few times. Marty with the latest on MacKinnon was just Lindgren's third of the year and first as a member of Colorado. And that really is all I need to tell you here. There was not much going on in that first period. We'll give you the official numbers here as far as the story, though. Shots on goal 7-2 for the Avs. Hits 14-12 for Calgary. Face-offs 9-8 Colorado. No penalties. But for the Flames to have just 2 shots, there really is nothing for Wedgwood to have to do here. And if that continues, the result's already going to speak for itself, even with 40 minutes left to play. There really is nothing else for me to tell you.
maybe one of the more underrated ones was Ryan Lindgren because he doesn't produce all that much offensively. He scored in this game, but he could be an invaluable piece for them down the stretch.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you're turning over as many guys as the Avalanche have, you need to fit in some glue guys. And here's Lindgren.
So as far as complete intermissional line, I already did all of that a couple days ago, and alongside with Ian Genji and Alec Nava. But I do want to mention this as far as the in and out. So out for the Avalanche was Cal Yusso Parson, Casey Middlestad, William Zellers, Giovanni Smith, defenseman Calvin Hahn, Oliver Shillington, goalies Alex Gergiev, Justus Onanen, and then 2 seconds, a fourth rounder in this draft, a first in either 26, 27 from the Brock Nelson deal, and a third in 28. Okay, you got all that? That was just the out. The in for Colorado. Marty Necas, Jimmy Vesey, Charlie Coyle, Brock Nelson, prospect William Dufour, defenseman Ryan Lindgren, who scored, Eric Johnson in his third tour of duty, and then the complete goaltending tandem change. Mackenzie Blackwood out with the illness today, but he signed a 5-year extension to 2030. Scott Wedgwood and prospect Nicholas Kemp. And also in for the other capital is a 2026 fifth. I know some of those firsts, again, 26 or 27 from the Nelson deal, whatever one ends up being greater. Depends on if the pick is traded. That's a conditional as well. But not a lot to give up, really, for the Avalanche, considering when you think where they're going to be out of the 32 teams, they'll probably be drafting somewhere between 28 and 32. So first rounds don't mean as much when you're that late. Again, it's much different from what we're talking about. And you're saying the Red Wings, maybe you wanted them to make more moves at the deadline. Well, those picks are closer to top 10s. I think you're more hesitant to ship those ones out. Just being completely honest. But for the Avalanche, again, in between McFarland and Sack, they did an excellent job. 7-2-1 in the last 10. 6-game streak was broken on Tuesday, but lots changed. And even from all that change from the 2022 side when they won the Stanley Cup against the Lightning, is that team as good as this one? I think that one might be marginally better, but I'm only saying marginally. I do think the Avalanche have a chance to lift the cup, and the same thing alongside with the Lightning. Those are my picks. Just wanted to give you that reset there. And for the Flames, let's just go ahead and talk about it, because I'll just go ahead and look at what is ahead. Flames will be off till Monday when they play the Leafs. And in that mix before that, on Saturday and Sunday, you have the Blues and Wild, Blackhawks and Canucks. Never know where that's going to go. And then the Canucks and Blues have a back-to-back this weekend with the Ducks, with the Blues at Enterprise and Utah Hockey Club, who is already very dangerous and competing in that same spot in the standings. So as the Canucks and Blues are inactive tonight, let's refresh this again. That will put the Flames at 65 games, depending on what happens with the tiebreaker situation. It was a 2-2 series between the Canucks and Flames, and the Canucks will take the spot if the Flames lose today. But both the Canucks will be at 67 games, and the Blues will be at 68. That means the Flames will have 2 games in hand of both of those squads by the time they return to action on Monday. And then when they play on Tuesday against the Blue Shirts, does Calgary, both Vancouver and St. Louis, I believe, are going to be in action again. Let me just double check that for you. So Flames and Rangers, it'll start about 7:10 Eastern. The Jets will play the Canucks, and the St. Louis Blues have the Predators. So the Flames will still have 2 games in hand by the time they go through the Tuesday side as well. So they don't have to win tonight, but I think that they would really put themselves in a grandstand if they do. And I hope that they can end up getting it. The Oilers and Islanders are going to be going to a shootout. Let's check into that game. It's either OT or shootout. I do see it in the third. It's a little bit warm in here, but since it's 60 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and open a window.
These people of privilege, hoarding the financial advantages for far too long. Look at them, unaware that Robin Hood Gold members now enjoy VIP treatment. The 3% IRA match retirement contribution. Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will
Rise in 2 goals in the game. The Islanders gave one up Leon Draisaitl. On the first shot of the second period, his 38th for the season to lead the National Hockey League, and then early in the third, Bo Horvat on a 2-on-1 break closes his own number of pace count and there evens the score at 1. And while the teams had their chances to take the lead in the third, nobody did it since it.
So let's join in progress here between the Oilers and the Islanders. I'll say this at least for the Oilers. They needed points. They got at least one. They really need 2. The LA Kings certainly hope that they don't get it. Again, the Calgary Flames certainly hope alongside everyone else as well. Maybe myself in particular, but they have not played well of late. For it to just be a 1-1 game, and maybe if they don't win this one, they'll definitely rue the day because there's not been a lot of those for the Edmonton Oilers. So Draisaitl going to get set to take this draw as we're going to take a little live look in between this overtime. Adam Pelech immediately has a 2-on-1, and this one will get knocked away for Evan Bouchard. Leon Draisaitl will send this one back around for Evan, and Evan will look to start in his own end. 4:40 left to go in the OT, and that should we need it. And off the drop pass, it's Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid, he goes for a loop around the net. Take the slapper there, Bouchard for number 97, and McDavid will spin. He's got this one in the high slot, still with it. Inside out move, trying to cut in between 2 players. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. I know he can do it all. This one retrieved Bouchard, and this is saved by Sorokin. That was a game saver right there in the middle of the slot, as Holmstrom doesn't have a stick here for the Isles. Here's McDavid. Now he'll spin toward the right side dot. Leave for Bouchard. Draisaitl still out there. Bouchard steps in toward the right circle. Bouchard high slot lead for McDavid. That's still where he is. McDavid work his way around the net again. This time toward the right dot. Send this one back slowly here for Draisaitl. All the puck possession for the Oilers. They'll get the possession now for McDavid. Lead for Draisaitl. Touch. Slapper. Oh, what a sacrificial block for Pelech. He's struggling to get up. This is a heroic shift. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold Draisaitl. He does not shoot. Lead for Bouchard. Now McDavid. They've been out there for a long time. McDavid taken down. Here is Draisaitl. Again, they are in the high slot. Pelech can't move. Holmstrom doesn't have a stick still. And a glove save from Bouchard and Sorokin. Take a breath, Islanders fans. That was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. McDavid, Bouchard, and Draisaitl were out there for 2 minutes. And Pelech took one in the leg. He couldn't even really get up. And Holmstrom didn't even have a stick. And somehow the Oilers didn't score. So a D-zone save, Tony DeAngelo. Put this one back around for Bo Horvat. He gets dumped down as this goes back to Tony. DeAngelo. Trying to get this one out of his own end. Bo Horvat, he was cruising right up the middle. Horvat now will slope toward the right side. Here is Palmieri. And this wrister is saved by Pickard. He got knocked away, though. He couldn't hold it clean. And now Edmonton back with RNH. As this will be settled back down for Arvidsson in his own end. And now flip back around. Pierre Engvall gets the hit. Pickard now will get this loose and behind his own net. This is intercepted there for Casey Zizekas. He gets the steal. Here is Duvall, as he's now with the puck. Pierre Engvall has it. Engvall drops at Zizekas. He scores! Oh my goodness. Thank God this isn't a real thing for me. I thought he scored toward the left side of the dot. I guess he missed it. He had his hands in the air. I thought he sniped that one short side. Engvall, let's look at it. Zizekas, oh, he roofed it. He had it beat. He had Pickard beat big time. He just roofed it. Oh, man, it was a little bit wide. I thought Zizekas scored. That is my bad there, ladies and gentlemen. But that's not on the official recorder, so long that never happened. Patrick Waugh is going to take the TO here. Unbelievable. I thought Casey Zizekas was going to score that. That would have been something to remember for the Islanders. I promise I will flip this one as soon as I can back to the featured game, but I don't want to miss this in between the intermission on the other side for the Avalanche, and this is the Islanders and Oilers tied at 1. That was off the right foot of Pelech. There is no protection on that side of the skate. That was a 90-mile-an-hour slap shot from Evan Bouchard. He is still smarting on the bench now. Kind of wonder what raccoon or rush of blood there is going to be on the foot. So you got Romanov and with Horvat. Horvat said just stay in the corner side. And this will be picked by Romanov. 13-17 is Horvat on the draw. He can't do much better than that. Romanov. Pinball for Horvat. He adjusts. As Bo will leave this in toward the right side. And JGP, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, will start this one in his own end. 1:40 left to go in the OT. It's Romanov. Romanov will skate back in his own end. This will be knocked away here for Bouchard. Here's Horvat. There's this one in the right side corner. Here is Engvall again. He's waiting for some help. Engvall turns and shoots. He missed it. Tony DeAngelo now trying to pick this one up into the right side board as he gets taken out amongst the screen. And Pickard's pass. Here is a dangerous play. It's Draisaitl, and this one is in the back of the net. Leon Draisaitl scores it as Edmonton wins an OT. They were 3-7 in their last 10, and they pick up a critical 2 points. The Islanders get 1. Casey Zizekas just missed winning the game, but Leon Draisaitl scores again. I think that's his 49th, if I'm not mistaken. That's the GWG for the Oils.
And then the ESPN Sportsbook app that linked to the ESPN app, so you can track bets while you check stats. We don't. Yeah, let's stick on that. Yeah, thank you. I'll make sure I get it in. We'll get it in. Claims trail the Colorado Avalanche by 1 to start the second period. Some Calgary here today saying, Ryan Huska, hey, lobbying for 40 minutes of ice time. The coach is joking with us, but he's going to be.
So not too bad. Off there in the X space, we got the whole thing in the mix of Edmonton and New York Islanders as Draisaitl got his 49th ended up winning the game in overtime for Edmonton, who badly needed. They were 3-7 in the last 10. When the puck drop is underway, shot board reads 7-2 for the Avs. That's it. That's all right now. As Matthew Coronado, this pass will be too far for Ball, and this will bounce in off the inboard. Ball's going to hustle back to it. He will just get there, and this will be stick to side. Here for Devon Toews. Now Cale Makar. Nathan MacKinnon, the 3 A's of the assistant captains. Again, Gabe Landeskog still trying to work his way back. Hasn't played in a couple seasons. Hell, he hasn't played since he lifted the Stanley Cup in 2022. Matthew Coronado, that LTIR, that's part of the reason why the Avalanche have been able to make as many changes as they have, as Chance from Calgary goes off of the Avalanche and up and on play.
Brought to you by Gene & Build, giving you everything you want in a home, including 10 solar panels that save you up to 50% on your electricity bills.
So Josh Manson, I guess he's one to watch for from Sportsnet. 2 assists, 5 shots, and 8 hits in the last couple of games. Been all over the score sheet. Igor Sharangovich needs to really win this draw. Flames need some shots. Again, still very early in the second, 19-13, but they have just 2 shots. As Sharangovich lost this one on the right side corner, and now Josh Manson will go ahead and pick this one up. And off his forehand gets around Coleman and Farabee, and this will be settled back down. Kiviranta, Dustin Wolf will slow this one down and behind his own net. Again, doesn't have any run support to speak of just yet, and the Avs haven't given up anything. Blake Coleman, throw this into the corner. Sharangovich, Coleman finishes his hit on the inside. Kiviranta will ship this one ahead for Ross Colton. Again, between Kiviranta and Colton, they're sneaky as far as goal scoring. They're just underneath 20, about 17, 18 goals apiece on the year. Bottom 6 portion of the line can score. Shot from a sharp angle for Colton, turned aside by Wolf. As this one flipped back around. Dangerous feed in the middle of the slot, but a stick lift denies the Avalanche a chance to even get a shot off as Wedgwood now will slow this around. Wedgwood stopped more pucks behind his own net than he's faced. And again, I'm not going to be able to push that button enough if this continues. Here is Jonathan Drouin on his backhand, set it up. What a one-timer save off Val Nichushkin, as that one was sandblasted. And now Dustin Wolf try to hope this one goes the other way. Adam Klapka now and toward the right side boards as Avalanche will get this one out. Here's Weegar. This is deflected. Klapka still waiting in behind the net. Now for Morgan Frost, just stopping the puck. Klapka trying to get a puck retrieval. Again, he's got a foot almost to everybody, though, because he's got that much size. Nelson takes a hit. Klapka gets the pin, and Marty Pospisil try to go this away from Sam Girard. This was knocked away off a dive, and Dustin Wolf on his own net try to chip it off the glass. He'll do so for Adam Klapka. He'll slowly shovel this into the corner. Wedgwood makes the right play. Ships this back around for Ryan Lindgren. Lamborghini now try to get to it first. He gets upended big time. He'll pop back up, though. He's no stranger to the physical sandpaper type of game. Now the hits are picking up as Parker Kelly takes a hit to throw that one in the zone. This is picked off. Dangerous area. Right in the middle of the slot. Dryden Hunt is the last one to it. Hunt now in the brace against the corner. Parker Kelly trying to get this one out. Bounces off Lomberg's stick. Here's a race. It's a break for the Flames. Mr. Save. This one's off Morgan Frost. Stopped by Wedgwood. And now he'll hold. In the mix to the long side, it was Dryden Hunt. Excuse me. Not used to seeing him in the lineup. Again, a lot of the Flames aren't either. Dryden Hunt got around the rest of the defense. Ryan Lindgren wasn't really in particular much of a hurry. I tried to stop that one off the back check either. And Dryden Hunt, he didn't try to do anything too crazy with it. He just went a little bit to the right and then get that little forehand going. But Wedgwood met it all the way, and he knocked it away with a blocker. Dryden Hunt, 48 points, 15 goals, 33 assists, and 48 AHL games with the Wranglers. Huberdeau. He'll win this one against MacKinnon. And this one will be brushed in the corner. Stop with the stick of Wedgwood. Come behind the net. Lehkonen picks a hit from Weegar. Huberdeau's pass is picked off by number 88. That's Necas. Now for MacKinnon. This one bounces off a skate blade. But MacKinnon really making life difficult for Weegar. Off the spin and turn. This is Colorado off the intercept. It's now with MacKinnon. He's a bull with the puck. MacKinnon now. Nice shovel off the backhand. Devon Toews toward the goal mouth. MacKinnon still trying to dance with it as Marty Necas send it back to him. And MacKinnon, nice little move off of one hand. He's still dancing with it in behind the net. Leaves it back now around for Cale Makar. Just holds that blue line. Lead for Toews. Now Cale Makar had this knocked away by Coronado. Rushed it into the neutral zone. This is Lehkonen now. Here for Toews off the drop. Look for the deflection off the tip. And Dustin Wolf makes the save. He's now 8 of 9.
Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home of no payments, no interest for 1 year.
The RE/MAX Calgary Flames Foundation 50/50 draw is now at just about $8,000. You can head to flames.com to get your tickets right now.
Should get us through the week in New York for dinners.
Not you, Mr. Lacey. Ryan is probably with him with the body.
There we go. In the corner. Back to the line. Kevin Ball.
Kept in the line, Rasmus Anderson. One more touch. Get a whistle. And a penalty is going to be called. It's the first of the game. Blake Coleman and Sam Girard having some words with each other. I didn't get a chance to see on the camera shot. Is Blake Coleman going to be the guilty party? Blake Coleman, a little bit of a cross check, a little bit too much. And against Sam Girard. So former Tampa Bay Lightning man, multiple Stanley Cup champion, is going to be going to the box. And the Avs get to go to a power play, and that is not what you want if you're a Flames fan, because you give the Avs too many of those chances, and you're already going to be paying the price. Now, to their credit, the Avs have been able to keep this game mostly quiet, but it's only 3 shots for the Flames and 9 for the Avalanche. Interference is the call. So we'll see what we get here with an ozone draw. It is Brock Nelson. He wins it. Cale Makar walks in, shoots deflected off of Wolf. Penalty kill is 26th for the Flames, but of late they have been terrific. I think 17 of the last 18. But this is a whole different animal with the Avs. Necas, MacKinnon, offside red line, back for Necas, and on the inboard slowly. Brock Nelson, this one sent back down. His ball will get the clear. Flip this one down the ice. 15 minutes left to go in the second. Last 7 games for the Avs, power play has been deadly. 45%, 9 of 20. Drop by Nelson, leave here for Mac. Nathan MacKinnon, number 29. This one goes nutmegged off of one of the Avalanche. And a chase for the puck. And alongside for Miromanov. Get it away for a moment. Little full pirouette there for Marty Necas as he shovels this one in the corner. And Hanley slap shots this one from 150 feet down the inboards. It is Wedgwood, 20 of 21 in the last 6 at 95%, a little bit above that. Cale Makar, and off the drop. MacKinnon try to get the entry again. He'll do so. Leave it there for Valeri Nichushkin. Send this one directly back to Cale Makar. This is MacKinnon near the right side. Dot turnaround off the half spin. Leave for Cale in the high slot. Back to MacKinnon. MacKinnon now. Here for Necas down low. Pass across. That was dangerous, but a stick lift took it away. And the Avs just get it out. And alongside a rolling tumble of an effort. In the middle of a change is Ryan Huska's squad. MacKinnon, knuckle puck into the corner. Sharangovich now. Trying to get inside opposition. Nichushkin. And off the flip, but that's too far back. It looks like Colorado might get turned away with nothing. Marty Necas. He will find the entry. Right near the right side wing. Necas. He will work his way around the net. Here for Devon Toews in the high slot. Toews. Now for Marty. One more pass. Now for Lehkonen. Work his way in toward the right side. Coleman is out of the box. This one bounced off the skates, and Calgary gets a successful kill after Coleman was called for an interference. That was big. Jonathan Drouin, his wrist or toe drag. This one gets deflected. Save. Wolf rebound. And Ross Colton off the back pass gets robbed by the Wolfman. Big save there for that Post Malone mask. We'll take a break. And Ross Colton could have had 2, but Dustin Wolf was right there.
I've seen better. That's beautiful. Kind of basic. Imagine if there's an ESPN Sportsnet app that can link to the ESPN app to track one check stats. Dude, it's one of my best ideas.
Sign up today and receive $100 of bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
Hey, my treat today. Thank you. But I don't think they take that here. Of course they take Discover. It's accepted at 99% of places. 99%? I didn't know that. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me. You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. Earn cash back at all.
Only $5 one for junior times 2. Double the juniors, that's your cue. One for you, one for your friends to go. JK, you haters won't, you'll never know. BK, have it your way.
During the trade deadline, but look at the depth that they added to their center position. We have Nate MacKinnon, Brock Nelson, and Charlie Coyle as one.
So Ryan Leslie, profile on this size on center, 6 feet 200 for Nathan MacKinnon, 6'4", 205 Brock Nelson, 6'3", 218 Charlie Coyle. 52 points in 119 playoff games for Coyle. A lot of playoff experience between all three. Nathan MacKinnon, need no introduction on that side as far as how many points he has. You could build a statue at number 29, but a lot of experience, a lot of points, a lot of poise, and you move on from there because look, Nazem Kadri, we said that from 2022. They're still trying to find their 2C there. I think they finally have that now, maybe with Brock Nelson and Charlie Coyle, and alongside with Nathan MacKinnon. But that's just me, because they've been waiting for that void a long time. And Casey Middlestat just didn't work out. This one flipped off of Colton, and this will be picked ahead. Morgan Frost tried to get this one ahead, play this one and off the end boards. Farabee and Frost, the former Flyers, doing work as Frost tried to get to one knee to block it. This will be sent back down, but that was some good work there just to force the Avalanche into their fifth icing, the first of the second period. The shot board is 11-3, and when I look at my notes in this story so far, it feels pretty sparse, but I can't really blame myself because there's not much going on in this game. 4 assists, 10 shots, last 5 games versus the Avalanche from Morgan Frost. Again, that's only his second game against the Avs as a member of the Flames. And again, you only meet twice in the mix of a home and home in the East to West, as this will be sent back around the inboards. Sam Girard, high slot, this one tipped. Go wide near the right side of the red line as Kiviranta. Dangerous pass across the center. Dustin Wolf said no with a gloved hand. As this one sent back down. Blake Coleman now try to find the entry, but again, it's 1-on-3. Every time the Flames get into the zone, it just feels like the Avalanche are right there to take it away. Sam Girard send this one back down the ice, and Dustin Wolf. That's a dangerous pass. As Coronado in the high slot now, Devon Toews, and alongside Makar. And this will be off a bank, but this goes to the left side corner. 1-7-1 team goals against the last 7 games, 6-0-1 record. Nazem Kadri wrister. This one goes off a stick and sent back down the inboards. Coronado gets the steal at center ice. And now this will be left across by Parker Kelly. Gloved down by Huberdeau. And now the Flames. And toward the right side boards, Kadri for Coronado. And be off of the Flames and into the bench. 11:32 left to go in the middle frame.
Watch what he does. He'll peek before the pass gets to the slot. And that sets it up. There's the peek. Now he knows he's there. Bang, right in perfect position. I talked about the Avs, the way they stay up. Well, when you've got backside pressure like they do, the defenseman can really stay up on the play.
Wolf is 15-6-3 at the Saddle Dome, 229-27 and 3 shutouts. All 3 of his shutouts have been at home. As this one is off the stick blade of Coleman. And here will be a 1-on-2 wrister. This one will miss it all. Artturi Lehkonen tried to pick this one back up now alongside Marty Necas. And now Nathan MacKinnon settle this one back in toward the right side red line for Marty. Number 88 still trying to hound the puck. It's a good pass in between the legs. See if the Flames can find anything here. Marty Pospisil. Sharon Govich off the backhand, but it'll bounce off the inboards. And Ryan Lomberg will be pinned. Lehkonen now. Here's ball, but this one bounces off his skates. Has to collect this into the neutral zone. We're almost halfway through this one. It's only 1-0, but it feels like it's much more than that. The Flames have just 3 shots. The Colorado's 13. Cale Makar. Send this one off the seam as bounces off the stick shaft nicely. Picked up here for Klapka. Try to get a stick on it off the reach. He's got plenty of size. And now on the blue line side the opposite way, the Colorado Avalanche, where Jared Bednar can start this. Ryan Lindgren has the only goal of the game. It's his 3rd of the year. First with the Avs. He had just 2 with the blue shirts. Kevin Rooney, as he lost the puck. Here is Lindgren. Take this one cross ice deflected, just wide. There's this one on the left side here for Brock Nelson. Nelson now. Lindgren. Here's another wrister, and Dustin Wolf will close the 5-hole as we get the save right at the halfway marker of the second. Might as well take another break. We're halfway through this one. It's 1-0 Avs.
We help with cars. Oh, RV company. Great, but why complicate? Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour. How about that? For savings and service, get more with Geico. Step into an electrifying world of choice. Everything you do in your world, your way, is already waiting. It offers on select models at the Invitation to Lexus sales event. There's some feelings you can get with any sports book. No. The no. Oh. And what you want to do this? But the feeling that no matter what, you're taken care of. Oh, I just ran the hotel. You only get that here. A sportsbook born in Vegas. Well, they know how to treat you right. You talking to Jamie Foxx? Bonus bets, exclusive offers, real world rewards. BetMGM. Download and bet today. I'm in a service now platform puts AI agents to work across your company. They deal with the small stuff that bogs you down. Agents like secret agents? No. I once played a secret agent.
Oh, I missed that one. I heard you were great.
I was great.
You could buy on your own. You could get a lender. Get viewings. Too small for a yoga studio. Too big for a yoga studio. Too much character. Get in your car and crush. Get back out.
Connor Zary not in the lineup, suspended for 2 games after the elbow. But talking to Ryan Husker this morning, he just said, look, this is not something that was intentional. That's not something that Connor Zary does. He goes, it's like 14 hits for crying out loud all year. But he did love the fact that he was there for his teammates. So, pretty understanding coach there who knew that Connor Zary just trying to be there for his teammates, but certainly unlucky when it comes to being out of the lineup in the next 2 games, guys.
Well, add that to the timing that you lose Michael Backlund, and Zary could have been an option. And so for the next 2 games tonight.
So Nazem Kadri now trying to win this draw. This one is picked up by the Flames. For the moment, Lindgren takes a shot. This one will bounce right to Ross Colton. This is funneled at the net. Here's a chance. It got shot wide somehow. I don't even think Dustin Wolf was going to be able to see it. We couldn't see anything on the Sportsnet side because everybody was funneled at the net. Miramonov. This one backing around for Kiviranta. And recollected here for a moment. Miramonov off the pin. Shots are 9-1 in this period for the Avalanche. And that is almost giving me the same vibes you don't want to hear the other day. And alongside with the Canucks when it was like 25-2 in the third period. And Flames are just getting pushed around. You don't really want that. If you're Dustin Wolf, you try to make sure in between Dan Vladar you get a decent amount of starts. I know Dan Vladar is probably going to get one of those in between the Monday-Tuesday side between the Leafs and the Blue Shirts. But got to get this puck going the other way at some time. as Rasmus Anderson, 8:55 left to go in the second. Rasmus coughs it up and behind his own net. And this one is trying to get a puck retrieval here. For the moment, Parker Kelly couldn't find it. Now Blake Coleman gets all spun around. And I can't overstate this enough. And for the Avs, I just feel like they're hunting this puck everywhere. Morgan Frost, Blake Coleman gets tied up. He gets taken down, but no penalty call. As this in toward the right side for O'Connor. Logan O'Connor is offsides. 8:27 left to go in the middle frame.
As Colorado's giving them a lot of traffic in front of them. Pospisil Lomberg out again. MacKinnon nearly had it stolen by
Sharangovich now trying to get this one back as Nathan MacKinnon is hounding for a puck. Lomberg out there, Sharangovich work his round his backhand. Now try to loop toward the left side dot. Ozone possession, 8:27 to 4:45. Lehkonen's pass ahead. Makar gets hooked. And are we going to get a penalty shot? Yes, we are. I believe it's going to be Cale Makar taking a penalty shot as Hanley was the one that got the hook on the hands. As the defenseman, the NHL 24 cover athlete, has a chance to score against Dustin Wolf on a penalty shot. So he had a half a stride ahead, and immediately the hand was in the air and it was pointing towards center ice. Cale Makar, as Hanley, with a little bit of a hold, is going to get called, and it's a penalty shot for Cale. So hold all tickets here. Dustin Wolf really needs to make this save. What can Cale Makar do? He's getting this across the flaming sea, works his way to the right dot on his forehand, backhand, and Dustin Wolf makes him run out of room. That's a big save for Wolf, and it keeps this game at 1-0. This will be an ozone draw here for the Avalanche. Cale Makar was just denied on the penalty shot as Joel Hanley was called for a hold. Coronado cross pass, and that was too far for Frost. Coleman throws the body out there. A lot of bottom six time here. Blake Coleman's getting a lot of extra ice again. No Connor Zary with that suspension off the elbow for Elias Pettersson. And Nelson will shovel it right into the stomach of Wolf. And now Ball doesn't like what ended up happening at the end of the play. I think they might have brushed Dustin Wolf. Nichushkin tying up a couple. He's got his hands around. He's giving a big hug. And Brock Nelson. And now Blake Coleman having some words with Jonathan Drouin. Not really seeing much going on down there.
On Sportsnet East and City TV. Then it is off to Vancouver, and the Flames will have a strong interest as the Canucks host Chicago 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Wolf is doing it again. He's giving his team a chance to win. There's the extra tap.
So right after Nelson's chance on the backhand, he gave Dustin Wolf a tap. And that's what drew the crowd there alongside for the Flames. 1 assist, 17:45 of ice in the 3 games. As glove save is easy there for Dustin Wolf. Again, he's got some of the fastest hands in the West. I'll say a little gunslinger there for Dustin Wolf as he makes that one look easy. Again, Cooper and I like to mention the glove hand for Dustin Wolf. That was right on the Toews, and no problem there. It snapped right on, right on the trapper. 7:29 left to go in the second. Unbelievably The Flames still have just 3 shots, and it's a 1-0 game as this one is collected a couple times and off the glass by Marty. Here's a centering feed trying to find Kadri, but that's an easy read there for Jonathan Drouin. Trying to take it the other way. Kadri forced the steal. Here's a chance. And off the sauce, it bounces off of Wedgwood. And they were trying to find Marty Pospisil, but he couldn't deflect it out of the air. Pospisil delivers the hit. And behind the net, Wager. This one will be flipped back down. Calgary's in the midst of a change. You got to be careful here. They scrambled as this is played by Charlie Coyle, the former Boston Bruin. Coyle now back in behind the left side red line. Here's Sam Girard on the half spin. Work his way in the high slot backhand. This is Kiviranta. As Mackenzie Weegar now tries to find it. Ryan Lomberg. Lomberg now will make his pass ahead as this will be recollected here for Hanley. Flip back down the ice. This will be blown dead against Calgary.
Well, Calgary forces a away by MacKinnon right in the neutral zone. And then right after that, MacKinnon and Makar have a major collision. And there's the giveaway, first of all. There's the collision. Makar was given the rough way after that. Great save by Wedgwood on the 2-on-1. And there's the stick by Calgary. There's the collision. The 2 stars went down in a heap. Shango digging in against Nelson. 50-50 off the draw, and Barry's going to help the Flames get back to that puck. Calgary trying to clog up the middle. Barry did. He's going away from Necas. Barry drifts it in. Shango is trying to retrieve.
6 minutes left to go in the second. Flames with the puck. Rister save Wedgwood 5-hole. And this one shoveled in the corner. So the Flames have doubled up their shots officially now from the first and the second. They have 4 as this one recollected now. Nelson, he lost it in between some bodies. Again, that previous play that was stolen by Kadri, he made MacKinnon and Makar run into each other. Coronado, he gets stick lifted off a 1-on-4. This goes back to Kevin Ball, former New Jersey Devil. Leave now for the Swedish defenseman and Rasmus Andersson. This will slam it around the kick plate. Opportunity here, Morgan Frost. He'll leave this here for Matthew Coronado. It's Frost. Frost toward Wedgwood as this one goes behind the net toward the right side red line. Morgan Frost not giving up on the play. This is Coleman now toward the right side dot back to Morgan Frost to knock it out of the air. Frost, high slot wrister. This deflected. Flames seem like they have some energy here in this final 5 of the second. Coronado's pass that was gone wanting, and a good stick steal the other way. Here come the Flames. Huberdeau now for Kadri. This one bounced away from Miramonov, who joined in off the rush. Don't see that often. Marty Pospisil. We'll watch this one get floated away from him. Jonathan Huberdeau gives it up. Parker Kelly scores! Huberdeau slams his stick in disgust. He got pickpocketed off the backhand, and Parker Kelly made him pay. No chance for Dustin Wolf. And he's going to need a new twig as he goes to the bench. He's going to get his stick taps as he goes back to the bench and say it's okay. But Huberdeau, in off the long clear, this will be gloved down and went in off his hands. And Parker Kelly just picks it up quickly, and the fourth liner snipes it bottom corner of the left. And he made no mistake about it. Parker Kelly with a hellacious wrister, and the Avalanche now go up by a pair. And that seems like a death sentence here. Again, as Huberdeau slams his stick in disgust.
Kelly, the Camrose native, with his 6th of the season, and you're right, look at Calgary, it's something going. Just going to talk about the continuous line changes, variations, and here's another one from Drouin on the inside. Ryan Husband really in the blender now. But his forwards anyway. Lindgren shoots, blocker, stop.
Lindgren's chance to be blocked aside by Dustin Wolf. Again, he needs this play to go the other way. Jonathan Huberdeau, as this was sent back down, it goes off the Manson Lindgren line and just gets cleared. He tries to glove it down, bounces off his hands. Parker Kelly gets a steal from alongside Logan O'Connor, and it's 2-0. Pair of goals here for the Avalanche in both periods. Just 6 shots for the Calgary Flames. I mean, they got to blitz or do whatever they can here. Again, we've been saying that, but this second goal at this point feels like this game is over. But we'll see. Parker Kelly with a blister. 3:43 left to go in the second. It's 2-0 Avs.
Because you never know what life is going to surprise you. At 90 miles per hour, I got that for savings and service. Get more with Geico. There are some things you can get with any sportsbook.
And so Parker Kelly and Logan O'Connor with the latest. So Ryan Lindgren lost Colton, Parker Kelly, Logan O'Connor, not guys you had on your bingo cards. But that's it. That's all the Avs have needed.
You only get that here. That's Sportsbook born in Vegas, where they know how to treat you right. You talking to Jerry Fox? Bonus bets, exclusive offers, real world rewards. BetMGM. Download and bet today.
Donnie came in today, munching on a bag of this. Sydney, Chicago, up and down. Hey.
They are beans. But they are delicious.
This Cheetos pizza thing, it changes everything. Hey, that's nice. Great tasty. Hey, Donnie, don't you got someplace to be?
Cheetos Cheese Pizza Puffs. Proud to be the second best pizza thing. Chipler trying to go back to back to back. No one's ever done that in players' history.
DJ Joe Live and ESPN Plus Mega Box Studio. Auto Parts, parts that make the difference. That's the map of Colorado. Final story for the Flames, and this is a recording. His Dustin Wolf, who he has been absolutely spectacular. Again, against this very good offensive Avalanche team. If you look at the example of his work, again, his position play is spot on. His anticipation, yeah, why not? Stop a penalty shot against one of the league's best in Makar. 2-0, 20 shots against him. He's kept this game close for his team. Still have an old voicemail machine, Texas? Still have an old voicemail machine at home? Leave the message at the beginning. I gotta tell you, we keep saying it, don't we?
3:43 left to go in this second period. John, with you on the solo call. We are at the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Flames are down 2-0. Again, they would have dropped, only got one of the possible 4 points in the last 2 games as they're waiting as far as this WC2 to see what happens over the next couple days with the Canucks and the St. Louis Blues. Again, they need to pick up points, and this effort really looks like the third period of the Canucks and the Flames just the other day. Again, that was unofficially 25-2 shot attempts. Again, these are shots on goal 20-6, and they're just not getting any sort of push here against the Colorado Avalanche. Marty Pospisil will go ahead and take it again. No Michael Backlund. Again, that streak of over 300 games has been snapped. And then Connor Zary going to be suspended for this game and the game on Monday against the Toronto Maple Leafs when the Flames go to a 4-game road stand after they finish this 3-game homestand. So Wedgwood, 7 of 7. And the Flames have, 5 shots here from the second period in comparison to 2 in the first. But they're going to need to get about 20 on the next side of it. Dustin Wolf make this pass ahead. Huberdeau lost it for a moment. Mackenzie Weegar tried to one-hand shovel this thing, a little curling. And now Mackenzie Weegar flip this back around for Artturi Lehkonen. 3 minutes left to go in the second. Lehkonen now toward the left side red line. Necas gets taken down. He got hit about 5-6 times in this game already, but he's popped back up. Devon Toews as Wolf will knock this one in off the blocker. Here is Brock Nelson. Back around toward the right side. Dot Nelson lets it go. Here is Marty Necas. Spin and turn. And near the right side boards. Wait for Artturi. Take the slapper, Cale Makar. He's got this one way in tight near the right side red line. Devon Toews, high slot. Here comes the one-timer, sacrificial block off of Necas. This will be picked back up now from Artturi Pospisil. Chip this one off the glass. Stolen by the Flames. Backhand, Rasmus Andersson! And it was off of Wedgwood and up high. Went off the stick. As the Flames try to glove it down, Morgan Frost lost it for a moment. Frost pass, that was dangerous, trying to find Coleman, and it's picked off right in the D zone. Devon Toews. Here for Cale Makar. Now Nichushkin racing down the left wing side. Nichushkin off the drop pass. Try to find Cale, and Cale doesn't give up on the play. As this one is knocked away. Flames might have a 2-on-1. Frost backhand, forehand, and this one stopped by Wedgwood up and out of play. Morgan Frost, and alongside with Dryden Hunt, might have been some of the better ones, but Morgan Frost especially. I've noticed him hunt pucks, get chances. Rasmus Andersson there on top of the right dot. It was off the right shoulder, off the jersey, and then Frost tried to go backhand, forehand lift, and Wedgwood able to deny that one too, and then it went out of play. It'll be an ozone draw. Sharon Govich off the tie-up. And this one will be sent back down. Wedgwood on his last two stops has stopped 52 of 53. So he's been a very busy man in his last couple of games, but not so much tonight.
Calgary is known for the Flames and the Rockies. Pre-purchase online. Save up to 15% at some of the Rockies' best resorts. Calgary's starting to push a little bit. Left to the second, left to find some quick magic here.
Settle back down now, Lombard. Sharon Govich. 1-on-1 toward the right side dot. Here's a slapper. That was Miramonov. It was closed to 5-wood by Wedgwood. He's got a minute 19 left to go. In this second, Ryan Lombard now. Sam Girard. Good shovel pass, but Miramonov will get the steal. We'll get in the left side red line. Will be knocked away a little bit from the Apps. Back here for Miramonov and do it again. Final 60 seconds left to go. The Flames have got 8 shots in this period out of 10. The Colorado Avalanche would double that up with 20, but they got 2 goals on the scoreboard. In the mix of Parker Kelly with the latest and Ryan Lindgren in the first. This one turned over. Flames have it. Here is Nazem Kadri, but again, 4 of the Avalanche are there. Lindgren makes him cough up the puck. Back now for Nichushkin to Kevin Ball. Ball will throw this around the inboards. Wedgwood's going to stop him. Artturi Pospisil. Now on toward the right side red line is Ross Colton, and this is Jonathan Drouin. We'll just get this one outside the zone for Nazem Kadri. Good move. Right in between the left side red line. We'll go ahead and gain the entry here down to the final 15 seconds. Blake Coleman. First to it. This one's sent from Coronado. This is a right pad stop by Wedgwood. Flip back down the ice. And that is going to end the second period. The Colorado Avalanche, Parker Kelly, as it went off of Huberto's glove hand, he went off to the races and sniped the bottom right corner, has given the Avalanche a 2-0 lead after 2. And the way this game has gone, that might already be enough. Scott Wedgwood needs a pillow back there. We'll see if the Flames can do anything in this third. They need more chances. That's really all there is to it. Come back, go on the final 20.
Challenges are our greatest opportunities. When we take them on, we make the most extraordinary changes. Introducing the most capable Honda you've ever driven. The all-new Passport Trail Sport. Built for limitless determination.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's not just about the places you can go, but also the people who welcome you home. It's not about living like a star, but about feeling like one. Rich measures life in lifelines, in moments shared, and key to being rich is knowing what counts.
The show must go on with Bet Rivers Online Casino and the thrill of live casino game shows. Like Crazy Time and watch that wheel go crazy. Or light it up with Lightning Roulette where every spin is electric. It's all the fun of a TV game show, only you're the star. Right now, new players could receive up to $1,000 in bonus money from live dealer play using code LIVE1000. The show never stops when you're with Bet Rivers Live Casino. Download the app today.
So in the second, a little more to tell you about. Hunt tonight on the break, and a tip for Artturi Lehkonen stopped by Wolf. Coleman's penalty was killed. Wolf robs Colton for his second of the game near the left post off a drop pass, and then Wolf also robs Kiviranta. Hanley gets called through a penalty shot and makes Makar run out of room, does Wolf. Backhand near the left post. That didn't happen. He cut off the angle. 2-on-1, Kadri forces a steal, and Marty denied on a chase that's tipped. Overdell loses the puck off his hand, and Parker Kelly scores in the break, low left corner. Kelly from O'Connor. Frost and Anderson were denied in the slot. It's been a better period for Calgary in the second, but they still conceded one. Shots are 20-11 in totality. Shots on goal for Colorado, 13-9 in that period for the Avs as well. Hits 23-14. Face-offs 22-15 for the Avs. Power plays 0 for 1 for Colorado, nothing for the Flames. Penalty shot from Makar was turned away.
Still no goal. The fact they find themselves down 2 to Colorado after two faces missed Jason Blue here. Jason looked for a while. The Flames were not going to get any shots in that period. Somehow they finished with 9. They had some stretches. What do you want to see in the third from a team that desperately needs to find a way to win a game?
Let's get some updates here for you.
The Huberto one, that's unfortunate, but they had a breakaway.
So the Red Wings now have officially lost 7 of the last 8. They take a 4-2 loss. Jalen Chatfield, Michigan native, scores for the Canes. They win 4-2. And now with the Red Wings, they are just hoping that Columbus continues to lose because their schedule, along with the Red Wings, is the first and second hardest in the league. The Red Wings, in their next stretch of 3 games, have Vegas, Washington, Vegas back-to-back. Good luck with all that. Considering they lost today, they probably need 6 of the next 8 points. Again, our featured game, Avalanche up 2-0. Predators and Ducks are scoreless after 1. Utah and the Kraken are tied at 1. That is about to end the first. Ellie Tolvanen's quietly had a good year. His 20th with Chandler Stevenson's 35th assist. Nick Schmaltz's 16th. Kevin Stenlund has got 8 assists. Philip Grubauer gets the call-up from the Coachella Valley Firebirds. 3 of 4. Carvel Melka, 8 of 9. Couple finals here for you. We covered the OT winner for Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl with a pair of goals, his 48th and 49th. Horvat was unassisted. Ilya Sorokin, 33-35 in the loss. Calvin Pickard, brilliant, 24 of 25 in the victory. As the Oilers badly need wins, and they got one today because they want to get back to the second seed in the Pacific. And the Jets destroy the Stars. Mason Marchment, the only goal, 16-11 of the third from Dodonov and Ceci. But Dylan Sandberg, Kyle Connor again, and Morgan Barron all have the goals. Connor Hellebuck, 24 of 25, and Jake Ottinger, a little bit of a miserable night for him, 18 of 22 in the loss. So there aren't any other games that will be played later today. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this soft night. Again, tomorrow and Sunday I will not have streams because I need to work the NHL 25 EASHL playoffs alongside Nick Edwards. So it'll be a busy weekend. Hopefully we can win it this month. We didn't get a chance to win it last month because we couldn't get the 16 games done in time. Because there's just not enough people playing the game. But we'll see if EA's latest patches or anything else, see if there is any sort of foot traffic, but I doubt it. It's going to be nothing left but the crazies playing. the latest standings update for you. Again, we'll see what happens between the Flames and Canucks. I'll give you that update with the story at the end of it as far as points, because if the Flames lose, they'll be at 65. Same thing as the Canucks. The Utah Hockey Club, should they win today against the Kraken, they will also have 71 points, but they'll be at 66 games alongside with the Blues, who have 69 points. So it's just going to continue to get tight, and there's so many teams fighting for that last spot. That's why the Flames need points. But your update now, the Jets have a 10-point advantage in the Central over the Stars. Jets have 2 extra games. The Stars have 2 games in hand, but I really do feel like, again, the Jets have really much already punched their ticket in the postseason. But I really do feel like the Jets can kind of coast for the top in the Central. And it'll be home ice throughout the NHL if they can hold off the Washington Capitals, who have a game in hand and 2 less points.
Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop because and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea.
So I'll stick around. If you have any comments, questions, and concerns, let me know them in the YouTube comment box if you want to talk about some other things. But since it's a solo call for me today, I'm going to try to conserve the pipes as much as I can. If Cooper Hopkins does turn his head into this broadcast, we'll definitely get him in and talk about that. I'm hoping that he's doing well. I know he's been a busy man. I know he showed me some mock broadcasts alongside the Washington Huskies, and I'm sure and alongside between him and Jen have been very busy. But so you know, I miss you, my friend, and hopefully try to get a win for your team today. Although the Flames, I don't think it's going to happen at this point tonight unless they see something drastically different. Really should have won that game the other day against the Canucks.
Cheetos Cheese Pizza House. Proud to be the second best pizza thing. School kid.
When you know where something comes from, you know everything about it. When you discover Bowl and Branch bedding, you uncover the most extraordinary feeling of comfort and care. We prioritize toxin-free organic cotton. We pay and treat people fairly, all in pursuit of the most natural softness possible. For difference.
Ryan Huska changing things up again.
Yeah, as he should, with the score the way it is, the shots the way it is, the way the ice is somewhat tilted. Listen, of all the changes, and they keep changing, so I'm not going to go into detail who's going where. But the big one is that Morgan Cross has replaced Sharon Govich on that checking line, Michael Backlund's line, and we all wonder who's going to be the guy to go up against MacKinnon. Well, this line's actually drawn on a lot of it tonight, and Morgan Cross, I think, is actually playing a pretty good game. The top line for the Avs only has 2 shots on goal tonight. That's saying something. That doesn't happen very often. When they acquired Morgan Cross, they weren't 100% sure they were getting. They knew he had sweet hands. They knew he could do zone entries.
Good at the dot.
So, yeah, a little bit better at the dot than most Flames. And the big reason, I think, why Sharon Govich, look, competing is not his forte, hasn't been this year. He's 2 for 13 in the faceoff dot tonight. That'll get you hooped off any line in this league.
We see Cale Makar with the opportunity to have a penalty shot. Always special for him to come back to his hometown. He was up at Winsport for the practice. I know the guys were talking about them at Winsport. But it was kind of neat to see Cale. This is what their social media put out. Signing pucks, I think it was. Tossing them up to some fans. It was neat, right? Gary Makar, Cale's dad, just stopped by before the game. As he always does, comes on and has a quick little visit with us. And he was just talking about the fact that he got a chance to go inside that locker room and read the starting lineup.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Avalanche.
He was still shaking after. He was pretty pumped up, yeah.
He comes over here. He always wants to talk hockey. Just a great hockey dad. So I'll throw it for him to get in there and read that. But you also wanted to point out a couple of Makar moments.
Well, just look, I mean, I think this guy's the best in the world. There's no question about it. I think by the time it's all said and done, the Calgary kid's going to win 4 or 5 Norris trophies, and I don't think that's a stretch at all. Look, last game here, we watched Clint Hughes. He's a pretty incredible player. But Cale Makar, to me, is just that tiny step above. He's having a better year, of course, than Hughes. Hughes has been injured a lot this year. There's a lot of turmoil in Vancouver, but it's just such a... There he is. He's pretty intense. That's okay. But there's that great smile, too. Also
used to work for the Flames years ago.
Yeah.
Doing business with him.
A little consulting for him. Yeah. He's a character. Anyway, Cale Makar, the best skater in the world, the best defenseman in the world. He's a Calgary kid. Be proud because he's also a pretty good ambassador for the sport.
Indeed. Well, you talked. I think you hinted at it. The speed burst. Let's go there.
Yeah, I want to talk about the speed burst. I want to show, first of all, a very expensive collision that happened earlier in the game that I do believe we have, or maybe we don't have it. But the Colorado Avalanche lead the league by a lot in terms of speed burst. It's a stat I quite frankly had never seen before. Speed bursts of 20 miles per hour and higher. They lead it by a ton. And the graphic here says it all. Cale Makar is not even.
So let me jump in here really quickly. So most 20 mile per hour speed bursts this season, 2001 for the Avalanche, in comparison to 1,824 for the Oilers. So what I take that to mean is when Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar get the puck into the open ice, they're completely trying to go ahead and push the other way to score a goal. And they just showed this on the Sportsnet side of the feed. When Nazem Kadri ended up forcing the steal, Nathan MacKinnon ends up hurtling over Cale Makar to make sure they don't run into each other. And that was in the second period. But that means as soon as they force the steal, it's probably going in the back of your net with speed, with danger, and with pace. And that really says it all, doesn't it? In the sense of how good these guys are. You just take the puck, steal, turn on a dime, and then you're just gone the other way. And then they're showing Dustin Wolf, as they should. I know I said this alongside Cooper Hopkins when he joined me in this broadcast about a month and a week ago in the mix of Colorado and Calgary the first time. But Dustin Wolf, for any Flames fans, I know whether or not they make the postseason, it's all on number 32 shoulders. And showed you there with the stop of Cale Makar in the penalty shot. High danger save percentage, 844. Vasilevsky, 56. Kemper, 854. Kochekov, 851. And the mix of Hellebuck, 874. And Wolf, 844. So Dustin Wolf still in the top 5. And that's part of some of the intermission conversation that they're showing. Again, it's all on his shoulders. But when you stop Cale Makar in a penalty shot, I really don't think it bothers you. Let me go ahead and bring Ian in here.
He's still saying the sample size is too small. He's not sure where this kid's trajectory is going.
Did Ian actually get his own handle back? Is the question.
It was really going to come down to what Dustin Wolf had to do. We knew Backlund knows there you are going to need a strong form. He's keeping him in it. But the third period is around the corner. Calgary needs to find some offense.
Hello.
What's going on? How are you doing?
Doing good. It is a windstorm here in Kansas City tonight.
Windstorm, is that common?
Well, currently we have a high wind warning right now.
Okay.
In Missouri, it's basically anything goes.
I got you. So you're able to stay safe, hopefully, and hopefully that passes over soon.
Yeah, man. Really hoping the Avalanche shut out the Flames here. I gotta tell you, John, I was not happy with the Blues last night.
I can't imagine you would be. I know there is a back-to-back for both the Canucks and the Blues over the next couple of days. So there's going to be a lot still to be said. And then also, Ian, I'm sure that you're rooting for the Seattle Kraken to beat the Utah Hockey Club.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it hadn't really occurred to me just how close Utah is. But
yes.
They are right there. They're above the Blues now.
And if they win, they'll be at 71 points. That's where the Canucks already are. That's where Calgary is now. If Calgary loses, they'll stay at 71. St. Louis will be just 2 points out. They do not have the games in hand, as Ian and I have kind of profiled alongside Alec the other day. And we've been on this as far as the Western wild card. Again, if Calgary loses this game, they're going to have still 2 games in hand by the time they play again on Monday and Tuesday between Toronto and New York. They'll start a 4-game road stand. Calgary needs points. Again, St. Louis doesn't want them to get any, neither does Vancouver or Utah. I think really the only other team that's out of it right now besides Seattle are the Ducks. I'm sure the Ducks at 63 points will probably be out, but right now, St. Louis, Utah, Vancouver, Calgary, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 teams behind the spot, either 2 points or less or tied. So there is a lot to get to as far as this regular season, and that will end some point in the middle of April.
And then playoff hockey. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be anybody's guess as far as that. I can't wait either because I think there are some teams that you talked about alongside the Vegas Golden Knights that still look very good. I mean, they couldn't make all the moves they wanted to this year because they've already been making moves every other year that they've been here. Avalanche, I still think, are one of the most dangerous teams after all the moves they've made. And one other score here, if I'm sure you saw that, the Winnipeg Jets absolutely obliterated the Dallas Stars. So I feel like the Winnipeg Jets are pretty much a lock for that 1 seed. It's just whether or not they can hold off the Washington Capitals for the President's Trophy. We are going to get settled in here for this third period really quickly. Again, I know Ian is just joining me, but it's worth resetting in the mix of shots on goal. And again, I'm saying this right. It's going to sound like I'm saying it wrong, but I'm saying it right. 2011, it was 13-9 that period for Colorado, but just 2 shots for Calgary in the first, 9 in the second. That is not nearly enough. Their goal scorers are Ryan Lindgren and Parker Kelly. If you had either one of those on your bingo card, you'd be making a lot of money. The top line for the Avalanche in between Makar, MacKinnon, and Necas, all of those guys have only combined for 2 shots on goal. Morgan Frost has done a great job, and alongside Michael Backlund's Ironman streak of over 320-some games is gone. He's missing the game with an upper body injury. Mackenzie Blackwood was scratched with an illness, so it's Scott Wedgwood's net, and it seems like Wedgwood is poised for the clean sheet here if Calgary does not change anything left in this game. So let's get underway. As the Colorado Avalanche try to take this one left to right, this is the second of 3 meetings and the final one at the Settle Dome between these two. MacKinnon. Now we'll flip this one right across, and the Flames will force a steal. As this one will be touched right now for the Flames, right up the gut. Huberdeau takes a wrister. Save Wedgwood, rebounded. Rasmus Andersson couldn't put it in a yawning cage. He missed a wide open net, and now Nazem Kadri lost in the corner. That would have made it 2-1, and that would have changed things early in this third. Is Joel Hanley now on his forehand. He gets shoveled into the right side corner and sent back around the end boards. Here's a chance, and off the embankment, this will be knocked away. Blake Coleman tries to go ahead and find it. Matthew Coronado, and off the spin and leave. Knocked away from Artturi. Lehkonen. Here is Joel Hanley. Hanley now number 44 toward the right side wall. Morgan Frost chips this one in deep. Coronado lets it go, and this is a glove save for Scott Wedgwood. So Rasmus Andersson just missed a goal, and I'm sure we're going to be getting this next camera shot on Sportsnet as this goes toward the right side. Big rebound, and I'm not sure how he could shovel that one wide. So Huberdeau, big rebound toward the right side of the mesh, and Rasmus Andersson, I mean, he just flat out missed it. There really is nothing else to say. He was right in front of the goal crease. So this puts it back on the moorings, does Rasmus Andersson, as the play can continue. That was up this camera shot. 7 goals, 2 goals, 5 assists, last 8 games against the Avalanche. As Rasmus Andersson had one of the late goals in the 4-2 loss the last time these two teams met over a month ago. Hand pass blows the play dead.
This period brought to you by Toyota Corolla. Create every moment in the hybrid, hatchback, and sedan.
Well, the Avs in the position they're in now, talking about being able to go too far in the standings, although it's hard to look at the Dallas Stars a little bit. You know, he can tinker with his lines. He's done that with today. He's going to look for combinations. He's going to keep his team rested and put his systems in place to get into the playoffs. And that's the luxury that he has, knowing
About 18:30 left to go in the third. It is the Flames puck as it's rattled around the inboards. Hanley stops it. Here's a slap shot. This one bounces off of Klapka, broke his stick as well. Necas now. He's got this one near the right side dot. Number 88 off the drop pass. It was Silky for Lindgren. Rister. This one will go wide. And toward the right side end boards, it's Marty Pospisil. Number 76. He sends this one in around the embankment. Stopped by Wedgwood. Shot board is 1913. Wedgwood has some trouble with it. It's going to allow the Flames to get some possession. Here's a long wrister. This one deflected and goes wide. Kadri tried to find it, but he couldn't do it. And this one here for Jake Bean. Got to get back on his horse. Line backhand pass will go right to the Avs. They keep it in the zone. Just one power play in this game belonged to the Avs, and Cale Makar got denied on a penalty shot. As this one in the glove from Wedgwood from 100 feet, he'll elect to hold.
against Anaheim, and that was a good game for him. Flames would love to see him replicate that. Give an opportunity tonight.
17:25 left in the third. Dustin Wolf way out of his goal crease near the right side red line. As the Flames try to start this one from right to left, Rasmus Andersson back out there after nearly is missing. Rasmus Andersson tried to drop this one back to Kadri. Didn't take it himself, probably should have. And now toward the right side, Jack Drury gets dispossessed by Nazem. Into the right side corner and off the drop, and it eludes out of the zone. Here for Mackenzie Weegar and Kevin Ball. Ball now find this one ahead. Is this one knocked away from Coronado? Gloved out of the air by McKenzie. Try to stay onside. He does. Rister scores! Rebound, Blake Coleman! It's 2-1. That was a nothing play thrown at the net, but credit Mackenzie Weegar for keeping it alive. And finally, the Calgary Flames have something to celebrate about. They were shut down all of the first with just 2 shots. And now a big rebound there. Wedgwood gave it up. And it's 2-1. Blake Coleman, a hyena and raw hamburger meat, gets to it first. So Weegar gets around 3 shoves, the latest from Drury. And then right there beats Gerard to the rebound. Coronado is going to get a primary assist. And Blake Coleman shovels it into an open goal mouth. It's 2-1. Center ice draw will do it again. Coronado and Weegar with the assists on the Coleman goal. It's good for Weegar to get one because he definitely deserves it. Now Coleman coughs it up. This is an opportunity here for Ross Colton near the right side corner. Coleman try to get it back. He'll do so. Left side red line, Kevin Ball. It's the interception. Shot board 19-15. It's been pretty quiet, all things all told, here for the Avs early in this first. Now Nathan MacKinnon absolutely break it open. Here's a toe drag. Good save, Dustin Wolf. Near the right side of the post. Nathan MacKinnon now off the spin and turn. Leaves it here for Drouin, and this one's knocked away. Here is Morgan Frost. Frost, one-hand tuck. His way to the left side boards. He'll slip this one back around. Blake Coleman's already out there again. This is off the sauce for Mackenzie Weegar. Flip back around. Morgan Frost try to get to it one more time. Here's Hanley. Lets the clapper go. Big rebound, bounced off of Frost. If he could have redirected that, he could have made it 2-2. As this one's flipped the other way. Now in toward the right side boards, the Flames finally get some energy here. They had a little bit of it in the second until Huberdeau lost with his glove hand and Parker Kelly scored on pretty much a break. Hanley, now an opportunity here for the Flames, Kevin Rooney. And off the windmill, trying to leave this one here, Joel Farabee toward the inside of the cage. It's Hanley. This one bounces off of Wedgwood's pads. Flames. Now Hanley. Flip this one in around the end boards. High slot. Farabee. Big save. Wedgwood. as he goes all the way out to the right side of the post to meet it. And now the Avalanche will get this one out the neutral zone. All of a sudden, Flames look like a completely different team. 14:50 left to go in the third. Here's a jailbreak down the middle. Dustin Wolf knocks it away. The shot board is on this period is 7-1 Flames, and it's always been the other way the last couple. Here's a chance for Marty. Huberdeau trying to hit this one out of the air. Wedgwood got a piece of it with the stick as this goes to the right side dot. Here's a chance from a severe angle. This goes off the post and picked up now for the Avalanche. Mercifully, they get this one down the ice. 21-18 now on the shot board as Wedgwood finally has something to do in this third period. But now the activity is going up a little bit too much. A little bit too much heat in the kitchen. Parker Kelly gets slammed by Hanley. Back around by Dustin Wolf. Try to slow this one down. Wolf scores! Parker Kelly forced the steal was Ross Colton. He gets a second, and the Avalanche back up by 2 on a backbreaker. Parker Kelly with the hard work there for the Avalanche the other way. Hanley with the rocket. This goes off of Hunt's back leg and then couldn't get it the other way. And then off the outside of the post there for the Flames from Rasmus Anderson. But Dustin Wolf, he gets tied up in the mix for Weegar. Colton shovels it ahead to Parker Kelly, snipes it short side. He's got a pair. That one really hurts for the Flames. Parker Kelly in the right spot. He lifts it over Wolf's shoulder. Again, my apologies. I think I might have muted myself as far as Calgary's latest in the mix of Coleman. We got that in there, but Parker Kelly just got that one on the short side. I have that officially in the recorder. It was stolen by Colton and sent back around over the shoulder of Wolf, made it 3-1. It was nonstop action all the way across the board. Calgary had about 5-6 shots. This one deflected again. Couldn't find anything. Hit the post a couple of times with Rasmus Anderson. Wolf goes to play it alongside with Weegar and then lifts it over the shoulder for Colton and Kelly. And then now it's 3-1. Nichushkin gets bumbled off the puck. 13:15 left to go in this third as it'll be recollected here. I got that on the official recorder, but I may have muted myself on the space. I apologize. As this is picked up here for Anderson, we get another commercial break. I'll write in those notes. As Rasmus will send this one across the red line. The Flames were that close to tying it up, and now they're back down by 2. As this is Val Nichushkin here for Nathan MacKinnon. Good to see Val back on the ice. Got to keep him on the straight and narrow. We talked about that. The PD suspension for Aaron Ekblad's not the same for Val Nichushkin. I can leave it at that and be nice. Here's the wrister as this one goes up and out of play. 12:33 thereabouts left in the third. We will take a break. Parker Kelly has the latest.
I was wondering, it seemed like a pretty long break there, and just so you know, the NHL website is lagging. It's still showing the score as 2-1 Avalanche with 15:45 left in the period.
Yeah, I apologize, Ian. I muted myself there, not from the official recorder side, but on the space for about 2 minutes. Parker Kelly does have the latest from Ross Colton. It was Rasmus Anderson that hit the post. You also had a near miss and alongside the left side of the crease as well. And the Flames looked like they might have made it a tie game until Parker Kelly put them back up by 2.
And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Timeout. Cameron.
Yeah, ESPN doesn't even have the update here alongside, but it should be Kelly and Colton and Blake Coleman and Matt Coronado. Coronado off the face-off win as we check back underneath the action. 12:25 left to go in this third. Flames now still hunting for this puck. Where was this energy in the first 40? Desperation has been there. Again, we can say this as much as you want to, even with the games in hand. You still got to win those. Hanley with a slapper. This one gets blocked out in front. That got a piece of Ryan Lindgren. As now Flames forced to steal. Coleman with a wrister. As this one bounces off of Wedgwood. Blake Coleman gets the puck retrieval. Back toward the left side dot. Off the spin. He gets taken down. I don't see a hand in the air. Colorado able to escape. There's only been one penalty called officially between these two teams. Again, Blake Coleman from Coronado and Kelly and Colton with the latest as it's a goal apiece in this third. Nazem Kadri backing around for Marty Pospisil, but it's too far for number 91. Huberdeau tried to get the steal behind the net as it's still busy. Huberdeau trying to get a lift. Pospisil now backing around for the Avalanche who just get it out of the zone. Rasmus Anderson will send it in. We'll start this again for Josh Manson. Charlie Coyle send this one around the bumper. 11:15 left to go in the third. Shots are 22-19 for the Avalanche. We're back up by 2. This one sent in. Chipped in off the glass for Dustin Wolf. 0-2-1 in the last 3 road games. The Avalanche scored 3 goals on 89 shots. Again, sometimes the Flames were 32nd out of 32 as the offense can be the cure-all. But they will make you work for it on defense and goaltending. Dustin Wolf has made some good saves per usual. Cale Makar. This is right into the trapper of Wolf. Will hold on with 10:46 left to go in the third.
Upgrade your game with a 50% trade-in bonus on select 2025 models. Visit Galtail.com to learn more. Oh man, it looks like they had a pretty good look here. Linder just gets it right off the ankle, and that never feels good. He continued to shift it. He'll be walking that off before he's a little bit on the bench. He's wide. He's a TV to say, Ranger. He partner man, obviously, but pucks. He partner Manson.
Josh Manson has not made his return back to the game. That's what Sportsnet said. I thought I'd seen him take one shift, but I don't think he's going to come back. So they're down to 5 defensemen. Ryan Lindgren is always playing with a bunch of bruises anyway, and they picked him up with the Rangers. I know his offensive and defensive game, especially his defensive game, has been better, but it's not going to leave much left. But as a second or third line pairing, we'll be all right. Nathan MacKinnon, he missed it all somehow as he was near the right circle. And now we're almost down to halfway through this third. 10-10 officially left to go. John, we are with you on the call alongside Ian Genji, who's joined me late. Hopefully he's safe and alongside where he's at. This will be flipped back here for Marty Pospisil. We'll take this one from right to left. Here's an opportunity off the drop for Coronado. Huberdeau lost it. Kadri gets the retrieval and tries to toe drag around everybody. We'll recollect this now near the right side dot. Just hold it in, but now it might be too much. And a whistle is called before the Avalanche had a chance to jailbreak it. 9:44 left to go in the third. We will take another commercial break, and if we get any penalties, we'll sort that out in a moment.
Dude, did you know BetMGM has responsible gambling tools so you don't get carried away? I never get carried away. Well, there were the bobbleheads.
So I know we called this live in between the Oilers and the Islanders. Again, Draisaitl just a goal away from 50 as the Oilers won an OT. They were 3-7 the last 10. They needed a win Utah and the Kraken still tied at 1. That 13:50 left to go in the second. I'll probably watch that once this game is done. Type up the story. I will not be back for Saturday and Sunday because I have to do some EASHL playoffs with Nick tomorrow, so that'll cover the weekend side. And then the following weekend, I have the birthday ascent with the Sharks, who are in the postseason against Alpena 45ers. So that will cover both my Saturdays and Sundays. But as far as next week, I think I'm planning on Monday and Thursday so I can get Saturday and Sunday with the Sharks. And if we profile this quickly enough, on this Thursday, March 20th, I'm just looking ahead, 7:30 is ESPN, Hulu, and Disney only, but it is Canucks and Blues. That might be the game that I'm going to cover because it's so close in the standings, and I don't think that there's any other one that really stands out in particular to me. I know it's a lot of games that night, but that might be the best matchup that we're going to get.
Oh, I guarantee you watch that. Depending on what it will depend on is how close the Blues and the Canucks are. If they are tied point-wise, going after the wild card, going after that last wild card spot, that would be the game to watch.
That's my hope there, Ian. I think when I looked at the full schedule, that's the one I had my eyes on. I know that there's going to be in the mix of March Madness and all that too, but I kind of have to keep the hockey voice warm inside for the playoff games that I'm going to have covering. And then, I mean, hell, not after that. It'll be a road trip for me. And then the Stanley Cup playoffs are going to start not too much longer. So we'll see what happens. Flames are on a power play, 145 left to go in it. It is their first. Nothing updated as far as any of the things on ESPN or NHL. As I've tried to refresh that on these boards, they still don't even have Parker Kelly's goal in there. As this one's flipped back in. Now Weegar, high slot. They'll leave it now for Morgan Frost. Flames really need to score here. Coronado, short side stop by Wedgwood. Picked up here for Nazem Kadri. And toward the right side, not out. Was a fan of a clear. Morgan Frost. And the bumper here for Weegar. Have it in the high slot. Does not shoot the one-timer for Kadri. Weegar sets it up, shoots. This one, it was a low shot that deflected into the boards. Morgan Frost. Throw this one out for Coronado. Goes right to Weegar. He's got this one in the high slot. Now Nazem Kadri. And off the touch. Here's a pickup here for Jonathan Huberdeau. Nazem Kadri plays it in off the bumper near the right side wall. It's Huberdeau, but he coughs it right up. He tried to find Kadri. 8:25 left to go in this third. Power play was just 1 for 3 the other day against the Canucks. We covered that one alongside Ian and Alec. One more time here for the Flames to bring this one up the zone. Igor Sharangovich toward the right side. Power play numero dos out there. Settled there for Rasmus Anderson. Blake Coleman, who's got the only goal of the game here for the Flames. They're down 3-1. 8 minutes left to go in the third. It is Rasmus Anderson off the drop for Joel Farabee. He was one of the pickup alongside for Frost for the Flyers. Sharangovich. Sharangovich now work his way to the left side. Dot, sharp angle chance. It was a big rebound. Diving play. Does not keep it in. That was a hell of an effort there for Farabee, though. But the power play expires. Sent back around now. Lindgren was the one, I believe, who took the penalty. He's back out on the ice. And this will be Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon now maybe can lead a 2-on-1. Racing to the left side. He's got Colton with him. And he missed it. Man, oh man. He was looking to hit that one on the top left corner. As Farabee throws it down. It bounces off a Wedgwood and harmlessly goes to the left side dot. 24-20 on the shot board for the Avs. Trying to get right back on the win board. Again, it would be 7 in the last 8 for them and wins. 7 in the last 8 losses for the Detroit Red Wings. They just dropped to Carolina. And then they got Vegas, Washington, and Vegas next. And then that is a yikes as much as you can say it. Sent back around the inboards now, Mir Romanov will play here for Lomberg. And a one-touch here for Kevin Rooney, intercepted by Marty Necas. 10-1-2 in the last 13 games for the Flames, or the Colorado Avalanche. It is Dustin Wolf, slowly put into the right side boards. Nazem Kadri's line's already right back out there. 6:30 left to go in this third. It's Nazem. Take a break in behind his own net. Make the outstretched pass, Marty Pospisil right up the gut Twister. This will be saved by Wedgwood and knocked into the corner. Rolling puck the other way. Hanley will recollect off his back skate and turns right over to Marty Necas. And his drop pass, he tried to hit Drouin that was cutting right in front, and then Huberdeau gets a hit into the boards, but this is still with the Avs. Right at the net, Dustin Wolf, as everybody getting cleaned out. Charlie Coyle, Rasmus Anderson, Dustin Wolf made a save on Coyle, and they'll get a stop at 6:05 in the third.
First of all, the 2-on-1 MacKinnon with a perfect pass over, just gets the shaft to stick the rim as Cale almost gets the hat trick here. And yeah, you got to be good, you got to be lucky this ball too. A big one way to do it. And then the last save is a devastating towards the net. And big Coyle right in front. After the second look at it, once again, full forward ground. Flames have 10 shots in this period.
So, quick scoring update here. Utah has scored a second goal. Neither the NHL website or ESPN are updating, so I have no idea who scored, but it's now 2-1 Utah.
I appreciate that, Ian. I think we need to take their day job right now. You would think those statisticians and entry levels can make a little more money than we might make. I don't know. They must all fell asleep. They must all be going to lunch at the same time for dinner.
I guess.
5:40 left to go in the third. A playoff 1-knee was a clear back here for Wolf. He will hold on to it. Sportsnet will go to break. We got about 5:37 left to go here in this third. Yeah, this is odd because I'm looking at it just as you said. The score is correct, but we have no updates as far as the actual scorer.
Yeah. Hey, if you're on your browser real quick, type in ESPN.com down. When something like this happens, usually there's someone or something. Usually someone's talking about it.
Okay.
Dude, did you know BetMGM has responsible gambling tools so you don't get carried away? I never get carried away. Well, there were involved heads. And the playoff beer. Joey's ready. Those tools could really help.
Yeah, Ian, you're right. I mean, there's 4 or 5 reports right now that there are some issues.
Yeah, these tools are pretty great. BetMGM is committed to making gambling safe and fun with responsible gambling tools so you don't get carried away.
Yeah, so if you're not seeing, again, as Ian has profiled, if you're not seeing any of the updates as far as the score, again, I can tell you here in the looks of Parker Kelly and Colton. Kelly's got 2, Colton's got 2 apples, and then Utah is just taking the lead, but we're not really sure who scored just yet. But ESPN is having some problems, and NHL is having some problems as far as their entry. But when I flip back over here again, we'll just try to give an update before I end up leaving once this game is done. As far as Utah, we will pass it along with you as far as officially who scored. Right now, I know Nashville and Anaheim still scoreless with 4:25 left to go in the second. So this game is going by the wayside quickly for the Calgary Flames. Again, they did pick up a point the other night, but they're about to only pick up one of the last 4. Morgan Frost going to try to win this D zone draw, and we'll see who gets brushed out of it. Jack Drury will go ahead and take a seat. Parker Kelly is on the hat trick watch, and if the Calgary Flames can keep the same scoreline, I might put Kelly's line back out there just to see if he can get 3 goals tonight. He definitely deserves it. As Blake Coleman now for Coronado, as trying to mix up the lines there is Ryan Huska. Again, the Ironman streak for Michael Backlund of over 320 games has been expired as he's missing today's game with an upper body. And Connor Zary in the game that we called, he had an elbow against Elias Pettersson, the centerman. He's going to be out for 2 games. So he's out today, and he's out on the Monday game on the road when they play against the Leafs. So a little bit short-handed are the Flames. And Dan Vladar, he will get one of those starts. Again, goaltending in February for Wolf and Vladar have been in the 920s as far as save percentage or higher, 925 or better. So it's not the goaltending fault. But again, Calgary 32 out of 32 teams as far as scoring. That's not going to help you get it done. Coleman, right up the gut. Weegar off the pinch. This one's stopped by Wedgwood, backhanded, goes up the outside of the cage. And now Kevin Ball. Down in the final 5 minutes, this would be a penalty called against the Avalanche. And you kind of wonder here if it's not too soon. Again, this is me going for broke, but I would say this even as a Wings fan if I'm watching them play. You got the power play. It's 4:56 left to go. When you're down by a couple goals, do you have enough confidence to try to make this a 6-on-4 with the net pool? Because you might need to.
I wouldn't just play. How much time left?
4:56. There's a lot of time left, but if you're Calgary, you got to try to do something.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the box score has updated. I couldn't see a first name, but the last name for Utah was Stenlin.
So Kevin Stenlund has the goal for Utah. Again, there's not a lot of uncommon goals that have been scored in between this game and the one and for Utah and Seattle. As this is finally entry here, Weegar tried to step through, and this will be sent back down for Dustin Wolf. We'll stop it at the left side red line and leave it. So 0 for 1 is Calgary on the power play with 3 shots. Both of them have been in this third period. This is a must score here. Coronado, Frost try to give and go right up the gut. This will be kept back down. Touched by Huberdeau. Huberdeau now for Weegar. Outstretched reach toward the right side. This is now Nazem Kadri. Full spin. Sauced out of the air, and this is a brutal giveaway. This is Kelly off the cross. He elected to go for the cross instead of going for a hat trick bid. And now Kadri will pick it back up. 1 minute left to go on the power play. Here's Kadri. High slot Rasmus Anderson set up the pass. Rasmus loves to shoot, but he doesn't do it there. Toward the right side is Joel Farabee, right side red line. One more setup, high slot Rasmus shoots. This is deflected. It bounces in. The refs say it's a goal. It bounced it off of Wedgwood and Lindgren. Hopped up into the air. I don't know who's going to get credit for it, but it's a 1-goal game with 3:38 left to go in the third. It bounced off the Avalanche and went into the net. 3:38 left to go in the third. Huberdeau was the first to the celebration line. Jared Bednar is looking with the coaching staff to see what they want to challenge, if they can challenge, for goaltender interference. Huberdeau, I see him setting the screen out in front. It bounces off of Huberdeau, either his shoulder or the side of his visor. It bounced off his visor and went into the net. The oddest goal that I think I've ever seen, or one of the oddest ones, hits him in the head up into the shoulder area, leapfrogs over Wedgwood's back, and goes into the net off Rasmus Anderson's shot. Just about as... Go ahead.
I would say that's unusual, but considering we had a Rangers player do have a header into the goal.
Huberdeau's going to get his 25th. The Flames only down 1. How big was that second goal for Parker Kelly? Because Calgary could have easily tied or taken the lead. Now an opportunity off the steal. Sharon Govich brushed this one in the corner. It's another 1-goal game. And will the Flames one more time be on the wrong edge of it? That would be brutal considering the way that it's been. But they had 2 shots on goal in the first. They just didn't have enough. In the second, there wasn't enough. It's been all effort in the third. As this is sent back around the inboards. Blake Coleman trying to get chased. It looks like Colorado's trying to hold on at the moment. As ball, this one blocked, and that was a little bit too easy to read, as the Avalanche will send this one down. This will not be any sort of penalty as this goes into the Flames bench. So 2 goals, 4 shots, 26 minutes of ice time against the Canucks the other day in the shootout goal, but it wasn't enough as Elias Pettersson ended up getting the game winner. Huberdeau's got his 25th, this time on the power play. Here's a feed for Farabee. They couldn't hit him there. Blake Coleman lost it. Anderson and Farabee get the assists on the latest. Farabee now for Frost as this one's taken away across the left side red line. 2 minutes left to go in this third. Calgary has made things interesting. Parker Kelly still got the GWG if this will hold. And Nazem Kadri will send it in from 80. Wedgwood will elect to hold. And now they take a camera shot on the Sportsnet feed for Dustin Wolf. Whether or not he wants to leave the crease, he does officially get the sign from the bench. He will go for the extra attacker. And Calgary going to go for broke here. They kind of have to. They need something of points at least to be able to. They can't get nothing here. So Calgary, empty net, 2:01 officially left to go in the third. Jonathan Huberdeau scored on the power play as it bounced off of him over Wedgwood and into the net. This will be Nathan MacKinnon against Nazem Kadri. The former teammates do battle in the circle. This is chased by Huberdeau, intercepted by Matthew Coronado. Huberdeau send this one back and around the end boards. Step up here, Mackenzie Weegar. Back in behind for Nazem Kadri. Rasmus Anderson will stop this, and this is picked off. Avalanche trying to send this one down the ice. They do! From 170 feet, bullseye! And the Avalanche score. That's going to be Nichushkin.
Oh, by the way, we have a scoring update between Anaheim and Nashville. Goal scored by, I believe it's Troy Terry. Yes. He is 18th on the season, I believe I saw.
Troy Terry is one of the ones that's supposed to be part of that rebuild there for Anaheim. And he's had a decent year.
Yeah. By the way, John, at some point, we're about a month and a half off from it, but maybe 2 months. But at the end of this NHL season, we need to you, myself, Alec, and we can even bring in Cooper Hawkins, and we'll bring in Cooper Hawkins. We need to have space just dedicated to the discussion of the failure of the Nashville Predators, because this is, we've seen teams fall below expectations. I don't think I've ever seen anything this bad before.
No.
Not even that nightmare's 2018 Ottawa season.
No. And again, we talked about it, Ian, a few times in the mix of you and I, how there was so much promise. You bring in those signings, Rasmus Anderson. This one bounced. Kadri tried to get this one off the outside of the cage. Flames go for the empty netter again, and they're at the mercy of trying to get this one a little bit farther away. It was 4-2 in their last meeting. It's 4-2 now. We'll see what the Flames can do here. Nazem Kadri. Get this one drop here for Rasmus Anderson. Weegar has it in the high slot. Leave it toward the right side dot. This one sent back around the end boards here for Kadri off a blank pass. And this one picked up. Mackenzie Weegar will recollect in his own end on his forehand. We'll shovel it ahead for Blake Coleman. Certainly looks like the Flames are going to drop 2 points as this one's knocked away off the shot block. Flames do get the puck. 30 seconds left to go in the third and try to send it in across the red line. We'll go ahead and give chase as Igor Sharangovich. Again, the goal scoring has just not been there for him this season. The compete level hasn't been there either, as he's been demoted around that fourth line. Blake Coleman into the traffic. This one goes in behind Wedgwood, down to 10 seconds. And here will be a race for the puck. And Jack Drury is going to go ahead and win that race. And the Flames are going to fall in this one. 4-2 is the final. It's the same score as it was a month and a week ago. Same thing it is now. 2 wins by the identical score lines in 2 meetings. Colorado wins this one 4-2. But you're right, Ian, in the mix of Nashville, when you bring in guys like Jonathan Marchessault, Steven Stamkos, and Brady Shea, you are not expected to be where you are in the standings. And we talked about this too. Barry Trotz says he can add at the deadline, and he expects things to change, but for next year, I mean. He expects things to change. Well, you got Stamkos, Marchessault, and Shea also getting another year older. How much better are they going to get? Dare I say, they're just going to get worse and worse as they're in their middle 30s. And I really think you took a gamble bringing in those three. You say Saros has had a rough year. You say Saros is a guy that's been around there for a long time as well. I don't really think it's all sunshine and rainbows for Nashville going into next year.
No, and I think. Do you agree with me that just a Nashville Predators focused space is necessary or needed? I think it would be something to dissect. Now, lots of people have done it, but I think the four of us would look at it from different perspectives. And I think it needs to be talked about because I've never seen that before.
No, because again, Ian, we talk about it right with, you say Saros. He is one of those guys that you would think at worst, right, what, a top 7 to 10 goalie in this league? You got Stamkos, who's a power play merchant. You already know what Marchessault has done with Vegas for a million times. You have good players in there, but nothing worked, nothing clicked. Their defense fell apart. And I do think it's worth it. I do think between the four of us, we do have unique perspectives. I would have a harder time trying to get Cooper in here just because he's so darn busy half the time. But I do think there would be something for us to talk about. Maybe toward early at the end of the year, or at least when I do the free agency shows. I know that Alec does a lot of those. You could probably spend an extended amount of time on the Predators, and that would be very necessary. So I think that's well taken. So everything's set up here as far as what we got. Blake Coleman, Coronado, the only one in the third for the Flames. And then Kelly and Colton. Kelly got his second. Nichushkin on the empty netter for Sam Girard. Identical 4-2 losses in the two meetings at the Saddle Dome. The Avalanche take both of those on the road. They got one more weaning, I think about another 10 days or so, maybe a little bit less. Dustin Wolf, not too much blame to go to him. 24 of 27. Scott Wedgwood at 22 of 24. I'm going to take one more look at this really quick for the Utah Hockey Club and Seattle. That one again, Kevin Stemlin from John Marino and Michael Carcone at 7:35. Philip Grubauer did get the call up from the Coachella Valley Firebirds, the Seattle Kraken affiliate, 14 of 16. And Carl Vejmelka, a little better, 12 of 13. One more quick look for me, though, before I head out of here. So Thursday, as I said, on March 20th, that'll be the Canucks and Blues. That's ESPN, Hulu, Disney only. I think I'm going to circle that one 100% because I want to get assignments at least for the Monday, Thursday before my weekend assignments. So Canucks and Blues, I'm going to circle that one for Thursday. And for Monday is not a lot of good pickings for the hockey side because it's Sabres, Bruins, Flyers, Lightning, Devils, Blue Jackets, Flames, Leafs, Kings, Wild. I'm not going to cover the Flames for a third straight time. Let me see what we got going on for the NBA side. Do we got any big Monday games? We have, is any of these going to be on NBA TV? I guess we got Nuggets Warriors at 10. You know what? That might be the one that I do. It's a late game, but the Warriors have been playing well since the Jimmy Butler trade, and the Nuggets are still 42 and 24. So probably Nuggets Warriors on Monday, and then Blues Canucks on Thursday before my Sharks playoff assignment. I'm part of the birthday stream on the 22nd. So I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you guys on Monday. Ian, you take care, my friend.
You too, sir. Have a good night.
Yep.